This EPB Classic Rerun is brought to you by Calvert and Nunn Insurance in Glasgow.
Kentucky, the Glasgow marching kilts and silks. Randall will go down to the field at halftime and have some information for us. Glasgow coming off a great performance at Caverna last weekend where they won the sweepstakes trophy. Tomorrow they'll be at Muhlenberg North. 1 week from tomorrow, the South Central Kentucky Marching Band Classic here at Hank Roy Stadium. We'll talk with Randall about that at halftime and hear the Scotty Band perform. Larry, what about the big win for Glasgow High against E-Town last Friday night by a score of 30-9?
It was a well-earned win. They played well, especially in the second half. They really needed that win under their belt to get things going this year after a disappointing loss to Barron County, and then of course playing an extra good Bardstown team. So it was a good win. Gets their confidence up, gives them something to practice for, gives them something to play for. Now they've got one under their belt, and they want to try to keep it going right here and going into the district schedule next week.
Where does Glasgow need to improve if they're going to continue to beat quality football teams? Offensively first, Larry, and then defensively.
Well, I think offensively we're going to have to do a little bit more than just run the football. Of course, we have to run the football first. I think everybody agrees with that. But I think we have to mix things up. I think we have to put the ball in the air and kind of spread it around and open the field up. And if we'll do that, I think we'll score more points. They did that a little bit at E-Town and had some success. So I look for it to happen from here on out.
Myron Bradley, 36 rushes, 112 yards, 2 touchdowns, had 70 yards against E-Town, and I thought really ran the football well, as did Brandon Chambers and Todd Gentry and Demetrius Shannon and Michael Moore.
Yeah, I thought they had a very good offensive game. Michael Moore really played well in that game, threw 2 touchdown passes, ran for another one. Todd Gentry had an excellent game. You can't ask any more out of him.
Especially being hurt
after being
previous
hurt
week
with the ankle injury.
Moore in the passing department, 10 of 28, 128 yards. The Scotties have 368 yards rushing, so they've collected almost 500 yards in 3 games. Thought Michael threw the football better last week.
Yeah, I think he did too. Most of his passes were right on the money. He had a couple dropped there a week or so ago against Bardstown, and then not many dropped this last time, but he ran the position very well at quarterback.
Nick Swords has punted the football 15 times for a 35-yard average. Josh Atkins has kicked all of his extra points, and I think that's big in the kicking department.
Oh yeah, Josh makes good contact. He's very accurate on the extra points. We haven't seen him try many field goals yet, but I think for inside the 20-yard line or thereabouts, he's going to be pretty good.
Let's look at the starting lineup, and then Randall will tell us more about who won the toss. Glasgow runs out of the double slot. 228 up front offensively for the Glasgow Scotties. The starting quarterback is Michael Moore, a 6'3", 181-pound senior who wears number 19. Will Whiteside is his backup. The fullback is Myra Bradley, a 5'8", 192-pound freshman who wears number 1. We think Nick Mainers will play next week against Russell County. Or is he in action tonight?
He is dressed out tonight.
Well, now, Jerry had told me yesterday that he didn't think he would dress out, but...
he told me before the football game that he was going to be playing. Now,
that's what Nick said?
That's what Nick said.
All right. All right.
And
he would be a big addition to this ball club. We'll have to watch that.
He is on the field because I saw
All right.
him earlier.
Well, that's good news to hear. Right halfback is Todd Gentry, a 5'8", 135-pound senior who wears number 6. Demetrius Shadid is his backup. You're right. There comes Mr. Mainers and the Glasgow Scotties. And Caverna also racing onto the field here at Hank Roy Stadium. The left halfback is Brandon Chambers, 5'11", 164 junior who wears number 21. J.D. Depp is his backup. J.D. returned a big free kick last week after Glasgow had scored a safety against E-Town. The split end is Demetrius Shadid, 5'11", 170 sophomore who wears number 20. The tight end Gary Pierce, 5'11", 166 senior who wears number 86. The starting centers Chad Alexander, 6', 265-pound sophomore who wears number 67. Lamont Rhodes is a right guard, number 60, 5'8", 257 junior for the Glasgow Scotties. Now, on the right tackles John J. Bird, number 62. Bird, 6'1", 197 junior. Bird, the starting right tackle. Left guard is Brandon Tooley, 5'8", 168 sophomore who wears number 55. And the left tackle is Jake Adwell, a 6', 245-pound junior who wears number 72. Nick Swords punts the football, a 5'11", 246-pound junior. Josh Atkins is the place kicker, 5'8", 150 junior. Defense, Glasgow runs out of the double slot, of course, starting offensively. Three seniors, 4 juniors, 2 sophomores, and 2 freshmen. Defensively, the Scotties run out of a 5-man front. The left defensive bandit is Brandon Tooley. The right defensive bandit is Adrian Shirley, 5'8", 195 freshman. Left tackle's John J. Bird. Morgan Brantley's a right tackle, 6', 155-pound junior who wears number 44. Bradley's a nose guard. Depp and Swords are the linebackers. Gentry's a left quarter. The right quarter is Anderson, Terry Anderson, Brandon Chambers, and Michael Moore, the safeties. Anderson's a 5'10", 153 junior. And it looks like Glasgow has won the toss.
They've won the toss, Jim, and elected to receive, and they're getting ready to receive as we speak.
Caverna. Sanders a kickoff. Low end over it. Booth. That will be taken by Bradley at the 15. Has it at the 20. Bradley at the 25. Bradley stumbled. Had an opening, Larry, at about the 35-yard line. They had a crease, but he stumbled. If not, it would have been a big return for the Glasgow Scotties. 1st and 10 at the 36. Good field position as Bradley, 22-yard return. 1st and 10. Glasgow moves to your right in the first quarter. Caverna to your left. Glasgow blue tops, white pants, dark blue helmets with white numbers. Caverna white tops, purple pants, purple numbers with purple helmets. As the Colonels defensively with that wide tackle 6. Glasgow out of the double slot as Michael Moore calling the signals. The handoff will come to Todd Gentry. Works his way to about the 39-yard line as he tried to twist and turn. Tried to turn the left corner. Defended pretty well by the right side of the defensive front for the Caverna Colonels. And Coach Weaver's really been pleased with this defense that they've got. Pickup of about 3, 2nd and 7 for the Scotties as Kelly Ford, a 6', 230-pound senior linebacker, makes a stop. Bradley, Gentry, and Chambers in the double slot. The wide out on the left side is Shannon. Caverna has a 6-man front in motion to the far side as Gentry, as a handoff comes to Bradley. Cuts outside, has it at the 45. Bradley at midfield, shoved out of bounds at the Caverna 49. 1st and 10. And did you see a burst of speed, some acceleration, Larry, as Myra Bradley turned the corner on the far side at the 40-yard line, had accelerated for a pickup of about 12. 1st and 10 for the Scotties at the Colonel 49 as Dennis Collins, a 5'10", 155-pound senior, makes a stop just a hair beyond midfield. 11:05 left in the first quarter. 1st and 10 for Glasgow.
Just a little lead to the fullback, and he got outside the defensive end on that left side and had plenty of of room to run. Got pushed out of bounds.
More out of the double slot. Here comes Bradley. Bradley is twisted down. Had an opening for just a moment on that dive up the middle. Takes it down to the 48-yard line. Pickup of a couple, but that gap was closed quickly by Ford. And Ford, one of their outstanding defenders. He's 230. Very experienced and one of the leading tacklers on the team. Only a yard gain, so it's 2nd and 9 for the Scotties at the Colonel 48.5-yard line. Shadden's a wide out on the left side. Scotties in the double slot. Caverna with a 6-man front. Defensively now a 5-man front as Moore on the handoff. Here comes Chambers, and he is twisted down for a loss of a yard. As on the misdirection handoff, nothing for the Scotties at a loss of a yard. It's going to be 3rd and 10 as Bivens stayed home that time. That's his 40th tackle on the year, and he came from that outside linebacker, and Chambers never had a chance.
Well, that's the play right there on 2nd and long yardage. I would like to see him put the ball in the air. When you run the football like that and you don't get a good hole, which they didn't get that time, and you get tripped up the line of scrimmage, now you've got 3rd and long, and everybody knows you got to throw it.
Glasgow with trips to the right side as Moore will drop back. Moore's being rushed. Here comes a pass. It's caught by Gentry. Gentry tries to make the man commit. Gentry tries to scoot for the first down, but he's just going to be short as he moved it inside the 45 down to about the 43-yard line. Glasgow's got to get a step beyond the 40, so they're about 3 yards short of the first down, and another stop by Kelly Ford. Pass completion of 6 yards. It's going to be 4th and a long 3 for the Scotties, and let's see if they're going to go for it right here at the Caverna 43-yard line. 9:25 left in the first quarter.
Well, I didn't think this was 4-down territory, but we're doing it.
Well, I don't know. Sam Royce giving the signals, and let's see. Are they going to go for it? They are, Larry. On 4th and 3, Moore with 2 backs. They're in the double slot with Bradley, Gentry, and Chambers. Wide out is Shannon as a handoff will come to Chambers. Chambers tries to work inside. Chambers has the first down on great second effort. He was knocked around at the 41-yard line and then dove to Caverna's 38. 1st and 10 for the Scotties. A big 4th down conversion right there. And Chambers on the misdirection handoff slithered to his right, gained 5 yards, and it's 1st and 10 for the Scotties at the Caverna 38. That's a 2nd and 1st down in this drive. Dennis Collins, a 2nd stop for Caverna as Swords comes out for Glasgow High. And let's look at Glasgow's alignment offensively, Larry, as they'll be in the double slot with Shadden, the wide out on the right side. Caverna 5-man front.
Nick Swords in there that last time for that block.
Double reverse. Here comes Gentry at the 35. Gentry at the 30. 25-20. Gentry 1 man to beat at the 15. Gentry takes it down to the 12-yard line. 1st and 10 for Glasgow High. On the double reverse, Gentry had a big hole at the 35, and he raced down the left sideline. And Glasgow threatening right here. Gentry on a 27-yard run. 1st and 10 for the Scotties. Gentry 2 carries, 29 yards. His their 3rd 1st down. You know Mr. Gentry's fired up for this one as Jonathan Bivens makes his 2nd tackle.
Yeah, you know Todd Gentry is really fired up for it because his family's from Caverna, and I think his brother played there, and he would like nothing better than to beat them.
Scotty's in the full house backfield. The ends are tied against the 6-man front. Here's a handoff to Bradley. Bradley tries to power his way down to about the 10-yard line off left tackle. Let's see where the officials mark it. It's on the far side as Glasgow lined up in the full house backfield. A pickup of 2. 2nd and 8 for the Scotties. I think this initial series a big one for Glasgow. Kelly Ford's 4th stop. They really need to punch it in the end zone to get the early momentum. 8 minutes to go in the first quarter. No score. Scotties with the football at the Colonel 10-yard line. 2nd and 8.
You're not going to get away from Kelly Ford. I tell you, he's made 4 tackles already, and when he grabs a hold of you, you're gotten.
Moore gives the football to Gentry. Works his way down to the 5. Gentry moves inside the 5 to about the 4-yard line. He'll be a couple of yards short of the first down, but it does set up 3rd and short for the Scotties right here as Gentry moves his way for 6 yards. He's carried it 3 times for 35 yards. Well, he's about 2.5 yards short of the first down. They've got to get the football to the 2. It's at the 4.5. 3rd and 2.5 is Kelly Ford, the guy you've already talked about, with 5 stops in the first 4 minutes of this game.
Very active linebacker, 230 pounds and 6 foot tall, but he moves really well.
They're out of the double slot. The ends are tied. Caverna 6-man front. Gentry is in motion as Moore gives the football to Bradley. Bradley powers his way. Does he score? Yes, touchdown Glasgow. The official made a late call, but he just got across the goal line on the far left side, and on a 5-yard burst. The Scotties very impressive in their opening drive as they march some 64 yards for the score. And Glasgow with a 6-0 lead with 7:05 left in the first quarter. The run of 5 yards by Myron Bradley. Oh, a 4-yard run. Officially a 4-yard run as Atkins will come in to attempt the extra point. Here's a boot by Josh Atkins. Good. 7:05 left in the first quarter. Glasgow 7, Caverna nothing. We'll return in 1 minute on WCLU Sports.
Calvert and Nunn Insurance not only offer a variety of policies, but are exceptional in their customer service and up-to-date quotes. Contact Vicki Bartley and her staff for any of your insurance needs. Calvert and Nunn Insurance is next to the Plaza Theater in downtown Glasgow.
Honey! Honey!
What is it?
We want a house! We want a house!
Great. Where's my quarter-pound single?
You don't understand. I want a house from Wendy's.
No, you don't understand. I asked for a hamburger from Wendy's.
Maybe I should come back in and start over.
Maybe you should go back out and get me a hamburger.
I thought you'd be happy.
How would you like it if instead of breakfast I gave you a garage?
2-car?
Right now, during the Wendy's and Coca-Cola Everyday Value Instant Payoff, you find a free game piece on every 20-ounce drink. Just peel. You could win the grand prize, your own home. Or we could pay your phone or electric bills, even make your rent or car payments for a whole year. Plus, there's millions of food prizes, including quarter-pound singles, chicken filet sandwiches, even Big Bacon Classics. So come play the Everyday Value Instant Payoff today from Wendy's, Coca-Cola, and Century 21.
Honey!
What is it?
Wendy's is going to pay our phone bill.
Great. Where's my single?
Oh, no.
Hi, this is Dave Thomas. Come in for a hamburger. Leave with a house. Now that's a value.
No purchase necessary. Open to residents of U.S. and Canada. Void in Quebec and where prohibited. Rules and game pieces available at participating Wendy's until 10/10/95. See official rules for price values.
Atkins angles his kick, and it will be knocked away. Let's see if Caverna fell on it at the 34-yard line as he angles it left, kicking it away from Jay Bradley, who was deep at about the 10-yard line. Caverna will get it 1st and 10 at their own 34. Larry, let's brag on that offensive line with Jake Adwell, Brandon Tooley, Chad Alexander, Lamont Rose, and John J. Bird. Good job of blocking.
Did some good job blocking, and they brought Nick Swords in to play one of the slot back positions to lead block a couple of times there. They did that on the run that Brandon Chambers got the crucial 4th down play on there. They got a 1st down on.
1st and 10 for the Colonels at their own 34-yard line. Les Neville is their quarterback, a 5'10", 165-pound senior. They wide out
Don't have enough
on the left
players
side.
on the field right now.
Joey Stockton. There's a wide out on the left side. They're in the eye. At a motion to the near side is Kelly Ford. As a pitch out will come to Bradley. Bradley tries to cut outside. Bradley is going to be upended after about a gain of 6 yards. And boy, Scotty, it looked like Lamont Rhodes had a shot at him at about the 35. But you see how elusive Jay Bradley is. Very quick step. And he picks up 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5 for the Colonels. Just a simple toss sweep. And you know Bradley's going to touch that football a lot, as Glasgow knows that Bradley is an outstanding runner. Several Scotties on the stop, and Brandon Tooley made it, a 5'8", 165-pound sophomore. They're in the I formation. Ford and Bradley are the backs. Glasgow to 5-man front as Neville sends 2 wideouts to the right side. Here's a handoff to Bradley. He's upended after maybe a yard trying to crash over left tackle. I'm interested to see how effective Caverna's running game is up the middle, because that's where they lost most of their experience from last year. They lost their center and 2 guards, Larry, and you know how tough they'll be outside. I'm interested to see if they run a whole lot up the middle, as Adrian Shirley brought down Bradley after a 1-yard gain. It's going to be 3rd and a long 3 for the Colonels at their own 41-yard line as they operate out of the eye. The Scotties have a 6-man front defensively. Les Neville as a wingback on the right side as he'll roll out to throw the football. He's being chased. He's still being chased. Here comes his pass. It is going to be incomplete, and the man was open at the 40-yard line. Kelton Stockton, and he just dropped it. Boy, Adrian Shirley almost got Mr. Neville as he forced out of the pocket, or Tooley, I'm sorry. Brandon Tooley he forces Neville out of the pocket, but Neville throws well on the run and had Stockton open at the Scotty 40, but he couldn't hold on to it. So a big dropped pass for the Colonels, and the Scotties get a break, Larry.
Don't know whose responsibility that was, but he was inside, behind the linebacker and inside the safety. Michael Moore was running to try to catch up with him. I don't know if it was his man or whether we were playing zone coverage, but he was open. He just dropped the football.
Bob Pointer kicks from his 27-yard line. Gentry to receive at the 25. Here's a kick. Oh, beautiful spiral that Gentry will take at the 25-yard line. Tries to cut outside. Breaks 1 tackle. Tries a reverse field, finally taken down at the 27-yard line. That was a beautiful punt. Had great hang time, just a perfect spiral. And it's 1st and 10 for the Glasgow Scotties. 5:26 left in the first quarter. Glasgow leading 7-0. 36-yard punt, but that was a nice spiral. Had good hang time. 3-yard return for Gentry. That's what you like about Todd Gentry, Larry. Sure hands back there to receive the football as DeMarco Nichols, a 5'10", 165-pound senior, makes a stop. Here come the Scotties back on offense. Bradley, Depp is the left slot. Gentry the right slot. Shadden wide out on the left side as Gentry is at motion. Caverna 6-man front as the handoff comes to Bradley. Works his way up to about the 30-yard line and maybe a step beyond at the 31. And right now, Glasgow's offensive line is really coming off the ball well as Bradley takes it a step beyond the 30. Pickup of about 4 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 6. Pickup of 5. It's going to be 2nd and a long 5 as Nichols makes his 2nd straight stop.
Right now, Glasgow's offensive line doing a really good job opening up some holes. We're not getting great yardage every time, but we're getting 3, 4, 5 yards.
Moore on the quarterback keeper. He's got some room at the 35. More at the 40. More at the 45. More at midfield at the Caverna 45-yard line. 1st and 10 on the draw. And Glasgow executed that beautifully. And he had some blockers in front of him. And I think Michael Moore with one of his longest runs of the year, 24 yards. 1st and 10, another first down for the Glasgow Scotties. That is first down number 4. Kelton Stockton's first stop, but the Scotties march it again. 1st and 10 at the Colonel 45. 4:38 left in the first quarter. Glasgow leads 7-0.
Well, that's a play Chad Meadows made famous while his 3 years were here, and Michael Moore runs the ball very well out of that set.
Here's Gentry. He'll try to scoot outside, but he's going to be upended and thrown for a loss back at the Colonel 47. That play was defended well by the right side of Caverna's defensive front, led by Scott Doyle. He is an outside linebacker, but when he moves up front, a right defensive end at 6'1", 170, and a loss of 2 for the Scotties. At the 47, Glasgow will have it. Caverna, 2nd and 12 at this point, is Nick Swords in the lineup for Glasgow High. And Gary Pierce comes out. Glasgow, let's see, as they align their offense, they are out of the double slot, and now they want timeout. 3:52 left in the first quarter. Glasgow 7, Caverna nothing. Back in 1 minute on WCLU Sports.
Your full selection, full-service clothing store is Golden Farley in Glasgow. Their full selection ranges from sportswear to suits to tuxedo rentals. Full service by Golden Farley means alterations are available on anything they sell. And special order means if they don't have it, chances are they can get it. Golden Farley has sportswear by Ruff Hewn, Polo, by Ralph Lauren and Cross Creek, suits and sports coats from well-established name brands like Corbin, PBM, and Austin Reed. For the more discriminating individual, there's the custom clothing option from Austin Reed. Golden Farley Men's Shop, 112 East College in Glasgow. For years, the look of distinction.
If you're thinking double, think McDonald's in Glasgow, because right now McDonald's has a super deal on a double cheeseburger. Get double all beef patties, double slices of cheese, plus ketchup, onions, mustard, and pickle, all for double 9s. That's 99 cents. The double cheeseburger deal now at McDonald's in Glasgow. And don't forget to supersize any value meal. Right now, just 39 cents. Come on in for a 99-cent double cheeseburger and a whole lot more at McDonald's in Glasgow today.
Jim Moody, Larry Alexander, Randall Cook, Bruce Trevue, Henry Golden Voice Royce. 14-karat gold. Larry Glasgow faced with 2nd and 12 at the Caverna 47-yard line. 3:52 left in the first quarter as Glasgow leading 7-0.
Yeah, good start by the Scotties. Took that opening kickoff and just marched it right on down the field. Had it picked up one crucial 4th down play to get a first down to keep the drive going, but really looked good on that first series.
Scotties in the full house backfield. Swords is a right halfback with Depp and Bradley, as Moore will give the football to J.D. Depp. He'll cut outside. J.D. Depp has it at the 40. Reverses field, and he's close to a first down at about the 35. Did you see a nice move that he made against the grain and then just stepped to his left? He's going to be, I think, about a half yard short of the first down. He's got to get it to the 35. It's just beyond the 36 as Bob Pointer makes Depp's his first stop. Well, I like the way Depp runs that football. Gain of about 11. Third and less than a yard for the Scotties as Shadden's a wide out on the left side. Scotties in the double slot. Gentry now back at the right slot. Caverna 5-man front as Moore will give the football to Bradley. He'll cut outside. Bradley has it first down, has it at the 35. Bradley hounds a player down at the 25-yard line on the far sideline. Boy, Bradley likes to hit when he has that pigskin, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think that play was designed to go inside the end there. They had him knocked out, and Myron took a step in and then went outside. He was lucky to get around the corner, but when he did, he's got some good speed.
Larry, simply is the battle up front the difference here in the first quarter so far as the stop is made by Kelton Stockton, his second?
I think so far it is. I think Glasgow's offensive line has opened up some good holes. He had a good hole that time to go inside, but he decided to go outside and had enough speed to get there.
10-yard gain. Here's a hole for J.D. Depp as he scrambles down to about the 21-yard line. And Glasgow's line is really opening some holes at the initial point, Randall and Bruce. And a gain of about 5 for Depp. It's going to be 2nd and 5 at the Colonel 20, Greg Tittison's first tackle.
Looks like we're having a little trouble with our footing out there. That's the second one. Brandon Chambers fell on the first time. He came from left to right, coming across that way and fell, and that time J.D. Depp did too, had a little bit more yardage.
Scotty's out of the double slot. Moore calling the signals against the 6-man front as Moore on the quarterback keeper this time. Well, he breaks one tackle and did get something out of nothing. I thought he was going to be tossed for a loss, but he did manage to take it inside the 20 down to about the 18-yard line, which is going to find Glasgow faced with 3rd and a long 2 at the Colonel 18. No score at the end of one quarter between Barron County and Monroe County. Well, it must be a quick-moving ball game, or it may still be in the first quarter, but no score. Gain of about 2. It's going to be 3rd and a long 2 as Scott Doyle made his second stop. Scotty's out of the double slot. Shadden the wide out on the left side. Caverna 6-man front as the handoff comes to Bradley. Bradley powers his way down to about the 16-yard line. I don't know if he got the first down or not. I'm not sure. He's at the 16. I don't think he did he? So. He needed about 2.5, and he got about 2. So it's going to be 4th and about at a short 1, and the Scotties will go for it right here as Doyle made his 3rd stop. Here comes Nick Swords in the lineup for Glasgow. Glasgow converted on a 4th down play in their first series, and they'll have to do it here if they want to continue this drive. 1:30 left in the first quarter, Larry. Scotty 7, Colonels nothing.
Nick comes in at that tight end position. I said he was playing slot a few minutes ago, but he's at the tight end.
He is right now.
So watch for him to go left this time.
Let's see what Caverna stacks up front. It looks like they've got 8 at the line of scrimmage as Moore will give the football to Bradley. He'll cut outside, and he'll dive for the first down as he moves it inside the 15 down to about the 14-yard line. You notice Myron really hasn't gone up the middle. He's cut to the outside and has been effective as Joey Stockton makes his first stop, a 5'11", 155 junior. So Larry marked down 2 big 4th down conversions in this first quarter. Here comes Nick Mainers. Forget my comments about him not playing tonight.
Well, he told me before the ball game he thought he was going
to. That's what Jerry had told me, but that was
Myron needs a little
yesterday.
breather. Myron needs a little breather, I guess, so Nick's coming in.
6 first downs, all by the rush for the Glasgow Scotties. 1st and 10 at the Caverna 14. It's Mainers in the lineup at the fullback position. Caverna 6-man front. There's a double reverse. Here comes a handoff to Depp, and he is going to sail 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Give him 6. Touchdown, Glasgow. Larry, you don't execute it any better than that. There was not a Colonel within 5 yards of him.
That was very good ball handling by Michael Moore and Todd Gentry. Hand off to Todd going to the left. J.D. coming back from the left to the right. Wide open. Nobody there. Faked everybody out of their shoes.
Boy, Randall Glasgow's been very impressive on the ground. The line has just done a tremendous job.
They really executed well tonight, Jim. I thought they executed a lot better last week at E-Town in that big win, and they really executed well tonight. They couldn't have done it any better.
The extra point is good. 54 seconds left. John Ward Cook. Glasgow 14, Caverna nothing. Back in 1 minute on WCLU Sports.
When you're a team, you work together for the good of everyone. The team at the Glasgow Electric Plant Board is working for you night and day. They do their best to bring you reliable electric service and superior cable TV service. They want to help make life easier, better, and more enjoyable for everyone in Glasgow. Become a part of Glasgow's team and support your hometown. Call the Electric Plant Board about any of their many services. You can call them anytime at 651-8341.
In a remote African jungle, a small monkey is captured. Bound for a pet store in America, the animal carries a deadly virus, and the greatest medical crisis of all time begins. Dustin Hoffman leads an all-star cast in Outbreak, now available on video cassette, starring Dustin Hoffman, Rene Rousseau, Morgan Freeman, and Donald Sutherland, now available on video cassette from Warner Home Video, rated R, at Cinema to Go in the Southgate Plaza, Glasgow.
Josh Atkins to kick off. Here's a boot. High end overhead kick that is going to be taken by an up back. Kelly Ford with the football, and he brings it out to about the 45-yard line. I'm not sure if that was Ford or number 23. It was Adam Garvin, number 23. Ford wears number 33. Glasgow kick it away from Bradley, but of course on those short kickoffs, Larry Caverna gets excellent field position. 1st and 10 at their own 46-yard line, and we've noticed that Atkins does that. He's done that just about all year. Jason Christie's first stop, 5'6", 147 sophomore.
Well,
here comes Poppy Franklin in the game, a freshman for the Scotties.
If you remember the first game of the year, Poppy Franklin kicked off at Barron County, kicked it in the end zone every time. Josh just kind of pooches it, but so you don't get a long run back because he hasn't practiced any tackling or anything.
Here's Neville, football, almost dropped. It is going to be caught, though, but taken down behind the line of scrimmage at the 44 is going to be Joey Stockton. He almost dropped it. I don't know if that was a screen pass or a lateral. It was very close to a lateral to the near side. As it is, it's a loss of about a yard. 2nd and 11. Nick Swords with the stop. What about Glasgow's outside containment so far in this game? I know Caverna's only had it for 4 offensive plays, Kay Wood, but I think Glasgow to this point has done a pretty good job.
You got to give Brandon Chambers credit. That time he played on the outside and moved it outside, made the initial contact, and then Nick Sowers finished him off.
At the end of 1 quarter, Scotties 14, Colonels nothing. We'll return in 1 minute on WCLU Sports.
At South Central Bank, one thing we're proud of is the convenience we offer for our customers. Convenience like that at our newly remodeled Pritchardsville office. We've redone the building inside and out to make it more efficient and attractive for you, even on Saturdays. Come see the changes. And talk about convenience. Our Mac Anytime Teller Machine at the Happy Valley office of South Central Bank makes it easy for you to get the cash you need anytime. And did you know that South Central Bank customers can use the Mac machine without transaction fee at any Bowling Green location of South Central Bank too, making it easy for you to access the services South Central Bank offers at any time. South Central Bank's newly remodeled Pritchardsville office joins the Park City, Happy Valley, and Broadway locations in reintroducing you to customer convenience. South Central Bank, member FDIC, equal opportunity lender.
First quarter stats, Glasgow 132 yards rushing, Caverna with 7. Caverna -1 passing, Glasgow 6. Glasgow 138 yards, Caverna with 6. Thank you, Bruce and Randall, and thanks to the Scotty Band Boosters providing us with drinks and food, and we certainly appreciate that. We'll talk with Randall about that in just a few moments. 2nd and 11, Caverna as we start the 2nd quarter on the straight drop. Here's Neville. Neville being rushed. Neville's going to be sacked by Poppy Franklin back at the 36-yard line. Good rush by the Scotties, and Caverna faced with 3rd and long, and good coverage by Glasgow secondary. Notice that Will Whiteside, a sophomore, in now for Glasgow High, 6'1", 150. Here comes Nick Mainers and Adrian Shirley, or Brandon Tooley in the lineup. Shirley and Franklin come out, and Coach Eubank building a little bit of depth on defense as Poppy Franklin credited with the sack and a loss of about 7 yards. It's going to be 3rd and 19 for the Colonels at their own 37-yard line, and this is not the start that Coach Weaver wanted in this game.
Well, it's what I like to see, a lot of freshmen getting a lot of playing time this year.
Wide out on the right side is Joey Stockton. They're in the I formation with Ford and Jay Bradley. Here comes the reverse to Kelton Stockton. He'll try to cut outside. Looks for some interference. He'll finally be driven out of bounds. Got good yardage at the Caverna 48-yard line on the double reverse. Kelton Stockton. And the depth finally pushed him out of bounds. Effective play, but they had too much yardage to make up as Kelton Stockton picks up 12. It's going to be, though, 4th and 7 for the Colonels at their own 48. He had one blocker in front of him, but Depp finally shoved him out of bounds at the 48, and Caverna forced to punt again. 11:07 left in the first half. Colonels trailing the Scotties 14-0 as Pointer will punt from his own 35, and Gentry will be deep to receive at the 16-yard line. Scotty set up for the return. Nice snap. Here's a kick. Spiral. that Gentry will handle. He'll take the football. Tries to cut outside. One tackler misses him. Tries to cut against the grain. Nice run by Gentry. Here he has it at the 35. Gentry at the 40. Gentry at the 50. Gentry cuts against the grain, and what a great return by Todd Gentry to the Caverna 44-yard line. 1st and 10.
Boy, he made some moves there. He had 4 people surrounding him when he caught the football on about the 26-yard line, 25-yard line. And he danced right through them, and then when he cut outside to the right, he had all kind of running room, but not fast enough to get away from Scott Dole as he ran him down from behind.
35-yard punt, 40-yard return. Talk about making something out of nothing.
That's right.
1st and 10 for the Scotties. They'll move to your left here in the 2nd quarter. Caverna to your right. 10:47 left in the 1st half. Demetrius Steer is a wideout on the right side for the Glasgow Scotties. Backfield is in the double slot. We'll set that for you in just a moment as a handoff up the middle. Here comes Nick Mainers. He's got it at the 35. Mainers upended at the Caverna 34-yard line, blasting up the middle, and it may be another 1st down for the Glasgow Scotties. You know, Jerry talked about the depth they've got in the backfield, and I think we've seen that proven tonight as Joey Stockton makes a stop from his quarterback position. That's his 2nd. Nick Mainers rambles 11, 1st and 10 for the Scotties at the Colonel 33-yard line, leading 14-0.
I think you can give credit to the offensive line, though, first. I think they're doing an admirable job up front, opening some holes for them.
Adward, Tooley, Alexander, Rhodes, and Bird, an outstanding job against this Caverna wide tackle 6. Demetrius Steer is a split in, 5'9", 146 junior, as a handoff comes to Mainers. Mainers battles his way down to about the 30-yard line off right tackle. Glasgow executing very well right now, and I think this is a very important series for Caverna. If they don't stop Glasgow here, they're going to dig themselves a pretty big hole in the 1st half as Kelly Ford picks up his 6th tackle. Gain of 4 by Mainers as Randall Cook eating, as he traditionally does, not all the time. 2nd and 6 for the Scotties at the Caverna 30. They're out of the double slot. Curto's 6-man front as a handoff comes to Chambers. Looks for a hole, but it's closed pretty well that time. He does twist past the 30 down to about the 28-yard line. It's going to set up 3rd at about 5 for the Scotties. Let's see where they mark it. Well, he got only a yard. So it's going to be 3rd and 5 for the Scotties at the Colonel 29-yard line. 9:28 left in the 1st half. Scotties lead by a score of 14-0 as Ricky Shirley, a 6'1", 255-pound junior, makes the tackle from his defensive end position. Chambers, Mainers, and Shadden in the double slot as a handoff will come to Demetrius. He's got a hole. He cuts outside at the 25, has it at the 20, has a 1st down at the Colonel 16-yard line. Every time Glasgow has needed a 1st down, either on a 3rd down or 4th down play, they've gotten it. And all of those backs have looked impressive, but it starts up front, opening holes. Glasgow's really hurt Caverna on the outside, which I didn't know if they would with Caverna's team quickness. Joey Stockton's 3rd stop, but Glasgow's just out-quicking Caverna and out-muscling Caverna up front as the Colonel's called timeout, a 13-yard pickup for Shannon. Glasgow, Larry, has 8 1st downs here, all by the rush timeout Colonels.
Well, they are doing an excellent job up front, but it's the misdirection plays that's really getting Caverna. The line blocking one way, and then they handing the football back and going the other way. The quarterback draw, the double reverse, the coming back across the grain.
7 different players have carried the football. Now, when was the last time any season that we could say that?
No, we can't say that many seasons, that's for sure. We do have some depth in that backfield. You're right there, and of course Todd Gentry's going to be a senior, but everybody else is juniors on down, and most of them are freshmen.
We'll be back in 30 seconds on WCLU Sports.
Ponderosa on the bypass in Glasgow has 3 different ribeyes for any size appetite. You can get the 5.5-ounce regular cut ribeye for $6.99, the 8-ounce extra cut for $7.99, or the 12-ounce super ribeye for $8.99. Plus, you get all you can eat from the Grand Buffet with every ribeye. And don't forget, Thursday is seafood night at Ponderosa with seafood on the Grand Buffet from 4 till close for only $6.99 at Ponderosa on the bypass in Glasgow.
Michael Moore on the quarterback draw, fumbled the football, and Caverna's got it at the 13-yard line. Somebody stripped it away from Moore.
Joey Stockton.
And Caverna gets their biggest play of the game. They needed a defensive stop, and Stockton just stripped it away. It's 1st and 10 for the Colonels.
Well, that was a big play, Michael. It was the quarterback draw again, and Michael went through the middle and did a spin move, and when he did that, Joey Stockton just reached right in and took the football out of his hands, and had he not fallen down to his knees, he could have run with the football, but he fell down right there on the spot.
It's a big defensive play from Stockton. That keeps Glasgow out of the end zone for their third touchdown at this point. 1st and 10 for the Colonels at their own 13. Neville with the I formation behind him. 2 wideouts to the right, 6-man front. As the handoff comes to Bradley. Bradley powers his way past the 15 up to about the 17-yard line, and he hits that hole hard, and he picked up about 3 or 4 yards off left tackle. Scotty's 14, Colonels nothing. Stop made by Nick Swords, his first, a 5'11", 246-pound junior. Unfortunate for the Scotties, but a big defensive play for Caverna, because it looked like Glasgow was on their way for maybe their 3rd touchdown of the first half. Pickup of 4. 2nd and 6 for the Colonels at their own 17.
Yeah, that was just, it wasn't really Michael's fault. I mean, he had the ball tucked away. Joey just reached right in and just took it away from him.
Neville running the ball club out of the eye as Neville on the reverse handoff. They've got some running room as scampering for good yardage, and finally take it down at about the 30-yard line. Morgan Bradley brought DeMarco Nichols down on the end reverse. We may see more of that from the Colonels as they try to use that speed to the outside. Here's Terry Anderson coming in, probably at the right corner for the Scotties, and Shadid will come out. But a nice pickup as Caverna will have it 1st and 10 at their own 28. A gain of about 11 yards or 12 yards on that carry, and that's their first down of this game. They trail the Scotties 14-0. 7:53 left in the first half, and you know this Colonel offense can be very explosive as they've got a wide out on the left side, and that is Kelton Stockton. They're in the I formation with Ford and Jay Bradley as Neville will give the football to the tailback Bradley. He's got some running room, has it at the 35. Bradley upended past the 40 and takes it up to about the 42-yard line. And the momentum is swinging to Caverna's side a little bit after they recovered the Scotty fumble. 1st and 10, about a 14-yard pickup. Brandon Tooley with the stop, and this is the speed that we know Caverna has. Bradley, 4 carries, 24 yards to this point. 2nd first down for the Colonels. And once they break that initial line, they can be dangerous in the open field. 1st and 10. They started this drive at the 13. Right now they've got it at their own 42-yard line. Looks like their backfield is split right here. 2 wideouts to the left side, Kelton Stockton and Joey Stockton. As Neville against a 5-man front. He'll run the option pitch. Oh, Bradley's got open room at the 45. Bradley at midfield. Bradley finally twisted out of bounds at the Scotty 47-yard line, and that was executed beautifully on the option pitch to the right side. Gentry forced him out of bounds, but not before Jay Bradley picked up big chunks of yardage. He's averaging almost 8 yards a carry. Right now he's carried it 5 times for 35 yards. That time a burst of 11 yards, and the pitch thrown just perfectly, and the Colonels are marching 1st and 10 at the Scotty 47. 7:09 left in the first half. Glasgow 14, Caverna nothing.
That was a very good executed play right there. The option to the right. Quarterback looked like he was going to fake it to the left, and then he kept it and came back to the right side and then pitched just at the right time.
Here's a handoff to Bradley, and on a stunt, Myron Bradley sends Jay Bradley down at the 50. A loss of about 3. It's going to be 2nd and 13, and Myron Bradley's first stop. He stopped back just beyond midfield, so it's going to be 2nd down and a long 13 for the Colonels. As you notice, Nick Swords was stunting that time too, Larry, and Glasgow may gamble a little bit like that. Of course, Caverna could go to the outside. They send Kelton Stockton and Nichols wide to the left. They're in the I formation. Glasgow with a 5-man front right here as Neville will drop back. Neville is being chased. Let's see if he sets up the screen. The pass is complete to Big Ford's got it at the 40-yard line. He's got the first down at the Scotty 36. 1st and 10. Screen was set up beautifully, but it looked like a Scotty had a shot at him at about the 45.
Somebody smelled it out. I couldn't exactly tell who it was, but somebody smelled it out and tried to jump and knock the football away and just barely missed it. And when it did, he had plenty of room to run. Had a lot of blockers in front of him.
Screen pass, completion of 14 yards. 1st and 10 for the Colonels at the Scotty 35. 6:22 left in the first half. Glasgow leading 14-0. Will Whiteside with the stop, but Caverna marching right here as they've got it at Glasgow's 35-yard line. The backfield is split. 2 wideouts to the left side, Joey Stockton and Kelton Stockton. Scotties have a 6-man front as Neville on the option pitch. Up, gives the football to Bradley. Bradley has it at the 35. Bradley at the 30. Bradley at the 25. Finally upended at the Scotty 22-yard line. And Bradley, with that great acceleration, gives Caverna deeper field position at Glasgow's 22, 1st and 10.
And he got a great block on the corner at about the 30. 4-yard line by Ford that really broke him loose right there.
Caverna with the momentum, Larry, after Glasgow coughed it up at the Caverna 13.
Well, those fumbles sometimes can cause that old momentum to switch, and so far it has. Glasgow needs to put up a stand right here and stop Caverna if they're going to take that momentum back away from them.
Talked about how well Glasgow contained the outside. Well, they've not in this particular series, as Caverna operates out of the I formation, one wide out. On the right side as Neville will roll back. Here's Neville. Let's see, is he going to try to throw the screen? Nope. He is going to be sacked back at the 35-yard line. And I know Coach Weaver's not happy about that. He let the pressure come to it. And that's a big loss of about 13 yards.
Well, Brandon Tooley and Morgan Brantley both right there at him. And I think number 1, Myron Bradley, ended up with the sack. But the pressure came from those two, Brandon Tooley and Morgan Brantley.
Loss of about 13 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 23 for the Colonels, but they've got that big play capability. The football at the Scotty 35. 5:25 left in the first half. Glasgow leading 14-0. Looks like Caverna has one wide out, a flanker on the right side. That's Stockton. Backfield is split as Neville fumbled the football, and it's fallen on back at the 38 by Ford. Boy, Caverna coughed it up. No, Glasgow's got it. Nick Swords has a football. I thought Ford fell on it.
I did too.
I think Mr. Swords just stripped it away on the bottom of the pile.
He did about the same thing that they did against Michael Moore. He just stripped it away when he was on the bottom of the pile and jumped up with it.
I thought Ford had fallen on that football for Caverna. But it was Nick Swords.
That's his David Copperfield move.
1st and 10. Randall Cook eating his 5th hamburger here as Shadden's got it out on the right, or Shadden wide out on the right side, and Moore calling the signals. Caverna 5-man front as Moore on the handoff. Here's Chambers bursting past the 40 up to about the 42-yard line. So Larry, big quarterback sack by the Scotties, and then the fumble, and Caverna wasted an opportunity. They were really engineering an impressive drive on the ground. Jay Bradley's first stop. He's in the defensive backfield now. 3-yard pickup for Chambers, 2nd and 7 with 4:35 left in the first half.
Exactly. If Caverna scores on that possession, that makes it a 14-7 ball game, and it's a new ball game altogether. Now if Glasgow takes this in, 74, moved too quick on the offensive line.
Is that Mr. Let's see, who is that for the Scotties? Michael Ballard?
Michael Ballard.
That's the first penalty of this game, Larry. So it's going to be 2nd and about 12 for the Scotties. 4:24 left. I think what Jerry Eubank wants to do, he'd like to put 6 on the board, but he'd like to keep it out of Caverna's hands for the rest of this half.
I think he'd be very well satisfied if they run the clock out right here and not give it back to Caverna before halftime. But you would like to get some points out of it. That's not a good way to start, though.
2nd and 12 for the Scotties at their own 37-yard line. Shadden's a wide out on the left side, backfield in the double slot with Depp, Mainers, and Gentry. Gentry has a reverse. There's a fumble. Does Caverna have it? Nope. Glasgow gets it back at the 31. Fortunate for the Scotties, and Gentry hung on to it. Boy, Caverna had somebody back there to almost get that exchange. Glasgow does recover the fumble back at the 31, but it's going to force 3rd and long for the Scotties. 3rd at about 18 at their own 31-yard line.
Well, you got to look for them to properly put it in the air. I don't know. You know, Jerry is awful conservative when you get it back here in your own territory, so we'll have to see what transpires here.
Caverna has 2 timeouts. 3:35 left in the first half. 3rd and 18 for the Scotties at their own 31. They're out of that double slot with Shadden the wide out on the right side. Let's see if Caverna sends a blitz. And was somebody in motion for the Scotties? Or do we have an
like
offsides?
He's pointing toward the offense. Defense. Somebody lined up.
Somebody offsides for Caverna. Well, Glasgow might get a little bit of room as offsides called against the Colonels. That will give Glasgow a little more room as now the football will be spotted at the 36. It's going to be 3rd and about 13 for the Scotties. 3rd and about 12 at their own 36-yard line. Each team with 1 penalty for 5 yards in this game.
Looks like we changed the play. That 5 yards made a little bit of difference of what they're going to call. Saw Jerry signal out there to J.D. Depp, and they're going to do something a little different maybe.
Depp, Manners, and Gentry in the backfield as Michael Moore will roll back. Here comes Moore's pass. It's caught by Depp. Depp's got it at the 45. Depp almost got the first down, moves it up to the 47-yard line. With 3 minutes to go, Glasgow has only a yard to go, but Would you chance it here and go for it, Larry, or would you punt the football? If you give it to Caverna, they'll have good field position. It's going to be fourth and about a yard after about, well, let's see now, they move it back and it's more like about 2 yards.
I think we're going to go for it, definitely.
Fourth and about 2. Dennis Collins made his third stop. That pass completion, and Dent made a nice move of 11 yards, and the Scotties are going for it on fourth and a short 2. There's Moore calling the signals. Moore, let's see if he gives it to Maynards. Moore, long count, and he calls timeout. Glasgow trying to draw him off sides. Well, I think that's a good call. Now will Glasgow punt it, Larry. 2:26 left in the first half. Scotties lead 14-0. We'll be back in 30 seconds on WCLU Sports.
Your full selection, full-service clothing store is Golden Farley in Glasgow. Their full selection ranges from sportswear to suits to tuxedo rentals. Full service by Golden Farley means alterations are available on anything they sell. And special order means if they don't have it, chances are they can get it. Golden Farley has sportswear by Ruff Hewn, Polo, by Ralph Lauren and Cross Creek, suits and sports coats from well-established name brands like Corbin, PBM, and Austin Reed. For the more discriminating individual, there's the custom clothing option from Austin Reed. Golden Farley Men's Shop, 112 East College in Glasgow. For years, the look of distinction.
And a quick score to pass on to you. Barron County and Monroe County are scoreless at the half.
So a defensive struggle, Larry, between the Trojans and the Falcons.
Boy, that's unbelievable. I didn't think that would happen. I knew it would be a close ball game. I thought it would be a close ball game, but not nothing to nothing.
Larry, 4th and 2. As Glasgow got to go for it, Swords is in the lineup. Of course, he is Glasgow's punter. If Glasgow does not make it, Caverna with the football in great field position right here. Caverna's not expecting to punt, and Glasgow is not going to punt the football. Let's see what Caverna does defensively.
Look for something the short side of the field.
Right now they've got, well, they're gaining almost 11 men at the line of scrimmage. Here's a pitch to Depp. Does he have the first down? Oh, he's
it's
close.
Going to be awful close.
It's going to be close at the 48. From this angle, I believe he's got it.
From this angle,
I think he's got it, but I don't know.
Where the official is on the far side there, it doesn't look like
this is going to be a quick pitch. This is going to be a close. This is going to be a big play right here.
I think he got it by just the stripe of the football there, which is
not much.
Very few inches.
Ricky Shirley made the stop. Well, they didn't go up the middle. They tried a little quick pitch, and he had to battle his way. And this is going to be awfully close. They stretched the chains.
First down.
1st and 10 for the Glasgow Scotties. And did Rooster View call that one?
First down by the length of the ball.
And a big first down.
Oh, that didn't even have his glasses on. Now he's got contacts. I forgot.
1st and 10. Another outstanding comment by Randall Cook. And Randall will be down on the field at the half. And can't brag enough on our band from last week taking the sweepstakes trophy at Caverna tomorrow. They'll be at Muhlenberg North a week from tomorrow. The South Central Kentucky Marching Band Classic.
They've really done good so far, Jim, to this point, and they continue to work hard and got another big contest tomorrow.
Moore with trips to the right side as he'll throw the football. Moore being rushed. He tries to get out of a pocket, unable to do so, and he's sacked for about a yard loss as Caverna rushed well. You know, he almost got out of that, Larry, and would have had some room to run, but Caverna forcing him to hold on to the football. No gain, loss of half a yard. 2nd and 11. Greg Dennison with the sack.
Yeah, Greg Dennison got there. The pressure was on. They had the pass smelled out. Now I like to see that passing on first down or attempted pass on first down, but you got to knock people down. You can't let them get to your quarterback. And they put a lot of pressure on him that time.
2 wideouts on the right side. That's Chambers and Shannon on the left side. Gentry, the single back. Behind Moore is Bradley as he'll get the football. Has it at midfield. Bradley at the 45. Bradley cuts outside. Has it at the 35. Bradley twisted down at that point by Joey Stockton. 1st and 10. Very good play calling by Jerry Eubank and his coaching staff. Has a big ramble up the middle on the fullback trap. Mr. Myra Bradley, a 13-yard pickup, 9 carries, 49 yards. Another first down. That's the 10th of this football game.
Right.
Joey Stockton's 4th stop. Glasgow with, I believe, 1 timeout remaining, 1:30 left.
1 timeout left. You got to start watching the clock, 1:26 and running.
Scotties again out of trips to the right as Moore will drop back. Moore, he will be sacked and lost back at the 40-yard line. Too much pressure that time, and the clock rose with a minute 14 left, a loss of 5. And now Glasgow's going to have to begin to hurry. Josh Atkins has a good leg, but they'll probably have to move down to about the 18-yard line to give him a try at a 35-yard field goal. Glasgow moving slowly back to the huddle. 59 seconds left. Sean Houchins, first stop for the Colonels.
Michael just a little slow coming out from under center that time and never did get turned to deliver the football. Was going to be in a little out pattern to Ty Gentry over on the left side, but he never did get squared up and get ready to throw before the pressure got to him.
Scotty's out of the double slot on 2nd and 15 as a handoff comes to Gentry. Works inside at the 35. Gentry has it at the 30. Gentry cut down at about the 26-yard line. Clock rolling with 33 seconds. Let's see if Glasgow is going to call for a timeout, and they do with 27 seconds left on 3rd and short. Glasgow's final timeout of this half. It's Glasgow 14, Caverna nothing. Stop made by Sean Houchins, his second. Back in 1 minute on WCLU Sports.
You know, when you're going out to buy building materials, experience really counts. And that's kind of what sets the folks at Square Deal Lumber Company apart from all the rest. It was way back in the year of 1891 that Square Deal Lumber Company was founded, and it's been run by the same family ever since. That means that Square Deal has earned their reputation for quality, for service, reliability, fairness, and competitive prices to boot. If you go to any Square Deal location, be it one of the lumber yards or the concrete plants or the mill workshop, you're going to find a manager there in charge with at least 21 years of experience. Some have 24. One guy even has 29 years of experience in this business. What does that translate to? It means you get expert advice and service as well as accurate estimates and materials lists every single time you call on the folks at Square Deal Lumber Company. Founded in 1891 and building our future ever since. Square Deal Lumber Company.
And another quick score to pass on. Franklin Simpson leading Warren Central 6-0.
Thank you, Kevin. It's going to be 3rd and 2 for the Scotties at the Colonel 27 after Gentry's 13-yard pickup. Out of the double slot, the handoff will come to Gentry. Gentry close to the first down at the 25-yard line. Let's see if he got it or not. I don't think they're going to be able to ask for a measurement. Time, the clock rose with 15 seconds. Glasgow doesn't have much time. The official loses a football. Glasgow's going to have to more or less go for the end zone right here with 10 seconds, as Moore will call the signals on 4th and a yard. Moore will drop back. He'll have to throw the ball a long way. Here comes Moore's pass. It is going to be overthrown as the first half comes to a close. At the end of one half, Glasgow 14, Caverna nothing. Now, get ready for our 14-karat gold halftime trivia challenge where you could win a Big Mac from McDonald's here in Glasgow. 651-9149 is the number to call.
We're going to play a little golf tonight here during football season. It's golf season also.
That's right.
I want you to tell me what pro golfer has the distinction of being the only player to win back-to-back Masters championships. What pro golfer has the distinction of being the only player to win back-to-back Masters championships?
Did you ask it twice?
I did that.
All right, 651-9149 is the number to call. At the half, Glasgow 14, Caverna nothing. Back in 2 minutes on WCLU Sports.
Calvert and Nunn Insurance not only offer a variety of policies, but are exceptional in their customer service and up-to-date quotes. Contact Vicki Bartley and her staff for any of your insurance needs. Calvert and Nunn Insurance is next to the Plaza Theater in downtown Glasgow.
Driveway sealing is an important maintenance concern for driveways and parking lots of all sizes. Did you know that you can have your driveway sealed by professionals? The paving professionals at Glass Paving. Yes, Glass Paving knows the paving business, and they believe that driveway sealing is so important that they have a crew that does nothing but driveway sealing this time of year. Asphalt by nature is porous. That means water can seep through the paving. Grease, oil, and antifreeze can soften and break up the pavement surface. In short, shortening the life of your blacktop unless you protect it. Have it sealed by the people who know paving. Glass Paving. You can call right now for a free estimate at 651-6645. That's 651-6645. A small investment to protect your larger investment. Driveway sealing from the paving professionals at Glass Paving of Glasgow.
Our lives just get more hectic all the time. Run here, do this, go there. How about saving yourself a little running around? With the electric plan board, cable TV service is billed right along with your electric bill. Everything is itemized on one bill card. When you make your electric payment, you're paying your cable TV bill at the same time. Of course, you get another great benefit, absolutely outstanding cable TV service. Save yourself some time for other things. Call the EPB today for installation.
If you're thinking double, think McDonald's in Glasgow, because right now McDonald's has a super deal on a double cheeseburger. Get double all...
Special congratulations goes out this evening to cheerleader Ashley Hood. It's her 16th birthday. Congratulations, Ashley. Ladies and gentlemen, students and faculty, Glasgow High School is proud to present the 1995 Glasgow Scotty Kilts and Silks. The band is under the direction of Keith Vincent and Stacy Smith. Drum majors are Marcy Bravo, Benji Fiore, and Angela Pickett. Color guard captains are Sahara Neo and Jane Foster. Color guard instructor for the Kilts and Silks is Miss Jessica Staten. Percussion instructor is Mr. Ricky Mudd. This evening's performance is a Delta celebration, a tribute to our Scottish heritage. Musical selections include Scottish medley, Song Without Words, 4 Scottish dances, Caverna and the Bravo Scottish medley. Our 80 musicians and 27 color guard members, 3 drum majors for a total of 110 on the field. The band would like to thank all the parents who have donated their time and effort to this production. Special thanks goes to Mr. Wendell Huntington for being our solo piper and pipe instructors. Ladies and gentlemen, the Glasgow Scotty Kilts and Silks.
competition that night. So I'd like to invite everybody out. Back to you, Jim.
Thank you very much, Randall. Appreciate you going down on the field. The score at the half, Glasgow leading Caverna 14-0. Larry, your assessment of the first half, really, I think, dominated by the Scotties, other than the one series the Colonels had, pushing it down to the 22 before they fumbled the football. Glasgow up 14-0. Look at the scoring summary and then the defensive numbers.
Glasgow, very good first half for the Scotties, no doubt about it. I think defensively they played well. The one turnover gave Caverna a little life, but they put the stop to that with a fumble recovery of their own, and I thought the offensive line had a really good night to start with. With 7:05 to go in the game, Glasgow wasted no time. They took the opening kickoff at the 36-yard line, and they went 64 yards in 10 plays. It took them 4 minutes and 48 seconds off the clock. Myron Bradley scored the touchdown on a 4-yard run. Josh Atkins kicked the extra point, and Glasgow led at that point 7-0. Glasgow took the ball again with 54 seconds to go in the first quarter. Another 10-play drive went 74 yards. This was after Caverna had the football and punted to Glasgow on the very next series. J.D. Depp took a reverse handoff from Todd Gentry and went 15 yards on the run for the touchdown. Josh Atkins again kicks the extra point, 14-0. The second quarter was marred by a couple of fumbles, and nobody, both teams threatened to score, but nobody could put it in the end zone. And Glasgow leads at the half 14-0. Tackles in the first half for Caverna. They were led by Kelly Ford, really good-looking linebacker, 230-pounder. He had 6 on the night. Scott Doyle, a safety, had a defensive end, had 5. Joey Stockton, a safety, had 4. He also had a fumble recovery. Jay Bradley had 1. DeMarco Nichols had 2. Bob Pointer had 1. Kelton Stockton with 2. Dennis Collins had 3. Jonathan Bivens had 2. Sean Houchins had a sack of the quarterback, had 2 tackles. Ricky Shirley with 2. Greg Dennison with 2 tackles and a sack of the quarterback. For Glasgow, not a lot going on, because Caverna only had the football 3 times. Myron Bradley had 2 and a sack of the quarterback. J.D. Depp with 1. Todd Gentry with 1. He recovered his own fumble 1 time. Jason Christie had 1. Poppy Franklin had 1, which was a sack of the quarterback. Will Whiteside with 2. Morgan Bradley with 1. Adrian Shirley with 1. Brandon Tooley with 2. And Nick Swords had a fumble recovery and 2 big tackles. Bruce?
Well, Larry, as Jim mentioned, Glasgow on top here 14-0, and they played Jerry Eubanks kind of offense. They've taken their 2 first drives they had. They ran 10 plays each drive and racked up 138 yards and scored. They were driving and fumbled the ball on the 14 and was going in there and controlling the football. This has been a game that we just had 2 penalties and the 2 fumbles, so very few mistakes made tonight. And that's the kind of football Coach Eubank likes to play. Looking at the stats, though, first downs, Caverna had 5, the Scotties with 10. The Colonels picked up 48 yards rushing, the Scotties 181. The Colonels had 13 yards through the air, the Scotties 17, for a total yardage of Caverna was 61, Glasgow 198. In the turnover department, Caverna fumbled once, they lost it, no interceptions. Glasgow also had 1 fumble, they lost it with no interception. Total plays, Caverna had the ball 18 times on offense, the Scotties 35. Each team penalized once for 5 yards. Individually, Jay Bradley 7 carries for 45 yards, his longest was 13. Les Neville, the quarterback's been sacked twice for a -21. DeMarco Nichols had 1 carry for 12 yards. Kelton Stockton 1 carry for 12 yards. Receiving, Kelly Ford had 1 catch for 14 yards. Joey Stockton 1 for a -1. Neville was 2 of 3 in the air for 13 yards. Bob Pointer has punted the ball twice for 71 yards for a 35.5-yard average, his longest being 36 yards. Looking at Glasgow's individual stats, they've had 7 people carry the ball here in the first half. A typical Scotty ball game. They've spread it out, but Myron Bradley has had 9 carries for 49 yards, his longest being 13. He scored 1 touchdown. Todd Gentry's had 7 carries for 41 yards. His longest was a 27-yarder. Michael Moore's had 4 carries for 22 yards. Brandon Chambers 4 for 10. J.D. Depp 4 for 32 yards. He had a 15-yarder, that being a touchdown. Nick Manners carried ball twice for 14 yards, and Demetrius Shannon had 1 carry for 13 yards. Receiving, J.D. Depp 1 catch for 11, and Todd Gentry 1 for 6. Michael Moore is 2 of 3 in the air for 17 yards. He's thrown no interceptions and no TDs. And Nick Swords has yet to punt tonight. So here in the first half, like you say, Glasgow with twice as many offensive plays as Caverna, and they've played Coach Eubanks' style of football with only 1 penalty and the 1 turnover.
Thank you, Bruce. Kevin, we will have to move on to the second half. We'll make up that break and see if we have a winner on our trivia question, and also see if we've got some scores to check on here. Right now, Larry, what about the second half? Scotty's lead 14-0, but you know Caverna, a very explosive team, and certainly capable of scoring in a hurry.
Very capable of scoring in a hurry, so we need to stop them on 3 plays here and make them punt if we can. We don't want them to get any momentum going. 14-0 is not a big deficit.
Notice that they've got Joey Stockton. And here's a kick, and it's going to come to Jay Bradley, and he's going to take the football. He'll have it at the 10. Let's see if the Scotties can stop him. Has it at the 25. Breaks 1 stop. Did he lose the football? Nope, he held on to it. Somebody swung him down at the 31-yard line. If they don't make that stop, he might go all the way.
Adrian Shirley, good tackle.
So Josh kicks it down the field, and it's 1st and 10 for the Colonels at their own 33-yard line after about a 21-yard return. Shirley's second stop.
That's taking a little chance. If you'll watch, if you're ever here, you'll watch Josh Atkins kick the football, and then he comes to the sideline. So most of the time, Glasgow has 10 players on the kickoff.
Caverna moves to your right in the third quarter. Glasgow to your left. It's Caverna out of the split look. Here's a handoff. Big Ford paddles his way up to about the 35-yard line off left tackle. He's a bruising fullback. I've been really impressed with Kelly Ford defensively. No score between Metcalfe County and Allen County. What about Barron and Monroe?
Barron is 4th and goal at the 6.
And there's no score in that game between Barron County and Monroe County. 2nd and 3. Barron looking for its 4th win of the year. I'm sorry, it's 2nd and 7. He picked up 3. Who was that stop? Nick Swords. It's his 3rd. They've got 2 wideouts on the right side, Kelton Stockton and DeMarco Nichols. The backfield is in the veer. Les Neville calling the signals against the 6-man front. Now Bradley's in motion to the right side as Neville will try the little screen pass to Bradley. Bradley is going to be upended by 1 man. Morgan Brantley tries to chase him down. Uh-oh, he's got a wall set up on the other side. Demetrius has a chance. And then who brought him down?
Adrian Shirley again.
Behind the line of scrimmage. I thought he was going to have a wall set up as he reversed field, Larry, but Shirley stayed home. And Glasgow's contained that outside pass well, and that is going to be a loss of about 8 yards. Is it a loss of 8? A loss of 7 on that pass completion. It's 3rd and 14.
Boy, Adrian Shirley really coming into his own. Only a freshman, 5'8", 195, and got some quickness.
How difficult is it to bring a guy like Bradley down?
That was a very good tackle. He got him by ankle. You know, it was just a swipe tackle with the arm, but he got him.
3rd and 14 as they run trips to the right side. 6-man front as Neville will drop back. Neville's got good protection. Oh, wide open. Here's a pass. Oh, it's dropped at the 46-yard line by Joey Stockton. He had a chance, but it's hidden complete.
Yeah, Neville had that one. Looked like right on the money, and Stockton just right off his fingertips.
Glasgow was blitzing, and their offensive line did a good job of protecting Les Neville that time. And Larry, he had all day to throw the football.
Picked it up really well.
But the Scotties come up with the big defensive play on the pass, and it's going to be 4th and 14. Pointer will punt from his 15-yard line. Gentry set to receive at the 32. See if the Scotties set up for the return. They stack 9, right at the line of scrimmage. Good snap. Here's a kick. Spiral. It's going to bounce. Let's see. It will take a Scotty bounce and, I'm sorry, a Caverna bounce and move past the 30 down to the 27-yard line. He got a great roll. I thought Todd was going to pick that thing up for a second.
I thought he was too. He was going to, and then he saw the pressure coming.
That's a big punt from Caverna because you thought Glasgow might get better field position than this, but they do make the defensive stop. Nice punt. Tell you what, Pointer's punted the football well. No return, 44-yard punt. 1st and 10 for the Scotties. 9:57 left in the third quarter. Glasgow leading by a score of 14-0.
Barron did not score. They held them 4th down.
And they had it at the 1-yard line.
Dropped the pass in the end zone.
No score in that one. As here comes a handoff. Slamming up the middle. Here comes Michael Moore. He didn't hand it off. He tried the quarterback draw, and he sneaks past the 30 up to about the 33-yard line on the quarterback keeper. Nice job by Michael Moore. Jay Bradley with his second stop. I think the difference so far in this game, and I think it's pretty obvious, is the line play. Gain of about 6. 2nd and 4 for the Scotties at their own 33. 9:23 left in the third quarter. Glasgow 14, Caverna nothing.
Glasgow rushed for over 180 yards in the first half, so that tells you the offensive line's doing something right.
Here's Todd Gentry, sneaks through 1-0, has it at the 35. Gentry at the 45. Gentry cuts upfield at midfield, 1st and 10. And Larry, Glasgow is really, I think Glasgow's offensive scheme is really putting Caverna in a defensive hole. I think they're off a stride or two as Dennis Collins makes his 4th stop. And they've got some big holes to run through. 16-yard pickup for Todd Gentry. Mr. Gentry's carried it 8 times for 57 yards. Quick multiplication. That's an average of 7.1 yards a carry.
Well, this offense is designed to throw people off balance. It's the double wing.
Is that a Three Stooges move there?
Sounded like one, didn't it?
Here's a handoff to Nick Manners up the middle as he powers his way past the 50 down to the Colonel 47-yard line. And there's the depth we're talking about that Glasgow's got in the offensive backfield. As Myron Bradley injured as he walks off the field. Dr. Bill Mars looking at him on the bench, or maybe he just needs a breather. Pickup of about, well, a short 3. It's going to be 2nd and a long 7 as Greg Dennison makes his 3rd stop for the Colonels from his inside linebacking position. Shadden's a wide out on the right side. Scotty's in the double slot with Gentry, Chambers, and the fullbacks Mainers. 6-man front for Caverna as a handoff comes to Chambers. Works outside at the 45 and is upended at that point where it's going to be 3rd at about 5 for the Scotties. The hole was closed quickly that time as Brandon Chambers tried to scamper outside. Did pick up about 3. 3rd and 5 for the Scotties as Greg Dennison makes his 4th stop. 8:05 left in the third quarter. Scotties 14, Colonels nothing. Here's a big 3rd down play for Caverna as they want to try to get the football back. 3rd and 5 for the Scotties at the Caverna 45.
Well, Brandon Tooley is playing a left guard, and he got out in front of Brandon Chambers that time, and is supposed to pull and knock people out of the hole, but Brandon ran right up his back where he had more yardage.
Here's Nick Manners, and he is stopped at the 44-yard line. So Glasgow, I don't know if they'll go for it or not. They are in Caverna territory at the 44, but if they punted the football, they could pin the Colonels deep in their own territory, and I believe they will punt the football right here as they send Nick Swords into the contest along with Christy Anderson and J.D. Depp. So Caverna holds, and they needed that as Jonathan Bivens makes his 3rd tackle.
This should be the first punt of the night if I'm not.
For Glasgow it is. You've got Bradley and Neville in twin safety, Larry, standing at about their 10-yard line. Swords will punt from his 43. They're going to rush. Here's the kick. End over end boot that Neville's going to take. Neville breaks 1 tackle, moves it past the 25, past the 30. Neville with a good return out to the 37-yard line. Outstanding return. Glasgow only a net gain of about 8 yards. Not good coverage that time, but really give Neville a great credit. He had some acceleration as he took the short punt on the line drive. 29-yard punt, 22-yard return, so only a 7-yard gain, and could be a momentum changer right here. 6:55 left in the third quarter as Brandon Tooley makes his 3rd tackle, but Caverna 1st and 10 at their own 37 after a nice punt return by Les Neville.
Well, Brandon had to hold on for dear life, too, to bring him down. It wasn't, Mr. Neville was running really hard.
Hurdles out of the eye as a handoff comes to Bradley, has a hole, jumps past the 40 up to about the 43-yard line. Boy, hits that hole hard on the left side of the offensive front for the Colonels. He was finally taken down by Nick Swords. That's 4 stops for the inside linebacker, but a pickup of about 6. It's going to be 2nd and a long 3 for the Colonels at their own 43.5-yard line. They trail the Scotties 14-0. But they're on the move right here. They've moved once into Scotty territory, but fumbled the football. Wide out on the left side is Kelton Stockton. Flanker on that side is going to be Marcus Nichols as the handoff comes to Bradley. Almost fumbled the football as he moves it up to about the 45.5-yard line. He'll be about 1.5 yards short of the first down. Juggled the football a little bit as he got the handoff from Neville. Hung on to it, and Lamont Rhodes hung on to him for the tackle. That's Lamont's first, a 5'8", 257-pound junior for the Glasgow Scotties. It's going to be 3rd and a short 2 for the Colonels at their own 45.5-yard line. Let's see what Bradley's numbers are in this game. 9 carries for Jay Bradley, 53 yards. Timeout on the field by Caverna. 5:37 left in the third quarter. The Scotties 14 and the Colonels nothing. Back in 1 minute on WCLU Sports.
Honey! Honey! Honey!
What is it?
We want a house! We want a house!
Great. Where's my quarter-pound single?
You don't understand. I want a house from Wendy's.
No, you don't understand. I asked for a hamburger from Wendy's.
Maybe I should come back in and start over.
Maybe you should go back out and get me a hamburger.
I thought you'd be happy.
How would you like it if instead of breakfast I gave you a garage?
2-car?
Right now, during the Wendy's and Coca-Cola Everyday Value Instant Payoff, you'll find a free game piece on every 20-ounce drink. Just peel. You could win the grand prize, your own home. Or we could pay your phone or electric bills, even make your rent or car payments for a whole year. Plus, there's millions of food prices, including quarter-pound singles, chicken filet sandwiches, even Big Bacon Classics. So come play the Everyday Value Instant Payoff today from Wendy's, Coca-Cola, and Century 21.
Honey!
What is it?
Wendy's is gonna pay our phone bill.
Great. Where's my single?
Oh, no.
Hi, this is Dave Thomas. Come in for a hamburger. Leave with a house. Now that's a value.
No purchase necessary. Open to residents of U.S. and Canada. Void in Quebec and where prohibited. Rules and game pieces available at participating Wendy's until 10/10/95. See official rules for price values.
14-karat gold WCLU. Jim Marion was the winner of our trivia question at halftime. Jim Marion.
Nick Paldo, the answer. Here's a handoff. Comes to Bradley. Cuts outside. I don't know if he got the first down. He was upended at the 46.5-yard line.
I don't really think he made it.
It's going to be close, Larry. He may have gotten it by maybe the length of the football.
There's Adrian Shirley over there again for the stop.
I think they'll probably have to ask for a measurement right here. No, they're going to give him the first down.
Boy, it didn't look like he got it.
1st and 10. I think they should have measured that. Tell us the question and the answer. Jim Marion got it.
What pro golfer has the distinction of being the only player to win back-to-back Masters championships? And Jim's an old golfer. Nick Faldo was the one that did it in 1988, 1989. The only player ever to do that, and that takes in a lot of people. A lot of good golfers.
Jim's daughter Jill, one of the outstanding golfers in Kentucky for the Lady Scotties. They've got a big tournament tomorrow, KIT at Somerset. They're out of the split backfield as Neville will keep the football. He's being chased. See if he'll try to run the option. He's slung down after a pickup of about 4. That was really defended well. Well, let's see now where they got to mark the football. I thought they were marking it back at the Caverna 49, but they may move it up to midfield just a step beyond. I think that was defended about as well as you could. A pickup of about 3, 2nd and 7. Clock rose with 4:51 left. He had Bradley trailing, but he really didn't have a chance to pitch it as Tooley was chased him down. Brandon's 4th tackle.
John J. Bird out there with him. They had a double dose of trouble on him that time, but Brandon's the one that got him.
It's Adrian Shirley. Did he hurt his hand? As Dr. Marsh tending to him down on the sideline.
Doesn't look like much.
Kelton Stockton and Joey Stockton are wideouts on the right side. The I formation is set for the Colonels on 2nd and 7. The Scotties have a 6-man front defensively as Neville will drop back. Neville's being chased. Here's a pass. It's incomplete, intended for Ford. And Neville, feeling the pressure, threw it away, and it's going to be 3rd and 7 for the Colonels with 4:20 left in the 3rd quarter. Glasgow leading 14-0.
That was the middle screen, just like they ran in the first half. It got good yardage out of it. That time, John J. Bird was not fooled on the play. The rush came, and John J. held back and stayed right with the ball carrier, and Neville had to throw the ball in the ground.
Next week, homecoming, Russell County comes to town. The first district game of the year. Tonight's Parents' Night, by the way, as you heard on Fans in the Stands with Henry Royce. 3rd and 7 for the Colonels at midfield. Looks like the ends are tight. Well, they've got one wide out on the left side. That's Nichols. Let's see if they might run the reverse backfield to split as Ford is in motion to the left side. No, they're going to try the pitch to Bradley. Bradley's going to try to scoot outside. He'll have, I believe, the first down as he scoots past the 45 and moves it down to about the 42.5-yard line. And that was a big first down on the toss sweep to the left for Caverna. And the players down for the Colonels. That might be Bradley. Down at the 43.
Nick Manners had a shot at him. Nick Manners had a shot at him back in the backfield and just couldn't catch up with him. Didn't have enough speed. And then Will Whiteside had to make the tackle, but not before he got the first down.
We have an official's timeout, and I believe Bradley was injured. He might have.
I think he's got a cramp.
Got a leg cramp.
Right.
Well, Larry, that was a big 3rd down conversion for the Colonels right there with 4:12 left in the 3rd quarter, trailing 14-0.
Yeah, with a touchdown, it's 14-6 or 14-7 or 14-8, whatever happens on the extra point, and that gets you right back in the football game. And Glasgow hasn't, since the 1st quarter, hasn't showed any sign of taking the football in. Of course, they
moved the football
well when they fumbled in the 2nd quarter, but they still haven't showed any signs of putting it in the end zone again. So, a touchdown just tightens everything up, and it's a different ball game if they put it in the end zone here.
Well, what do you think about this Caverna ball club?
They're a good football team. They don't lack a whole lot. Maybe a little size on the offensive line. I don't think they're as good up there as we are, and I don't think they're probably not as good as Bardstown by far. But I think they'll play with most Class A schools. Yes.
I think they have a very good shot at finishing. I personally believe they've got a shot at finishing maybe number 2 in their district. Bardstown will be tough to beat. But
Bardstown, awful tough football team. I just can't see Caverna beating them, but everybody else I think they've got a shot at.
Bradley limps off the field, but I believe he's all right, and we're certainly glad to see that. He's an outstanding runner. He's carried it 11 times for 62 yards. 1st and 10 for the Colonels at the Scotty 42.5. Glasgow leading 14-0 as Nichols. Oh, we've got a new face in the lineup for Caverna in the backfield, and we'll check that as Neville on the handoff forward. He is met back at the 45-yard line. There was a poor exchange right there. The new back.
That's J.D. Depp.
Yeah, J.D. Depp made the stop, but let me get the new back in the lineup for Caverna. That is number 1, Scott Doyle. He replaced Bradley at tailback. Let's see if Bradley reports back. See that Joey Stockton comes out, and DeMarco Nichols replaces him.
Haven't seen Bradley.
No, I don't see Bradley. He's still on the sideline. It's a loss of 2, 2nd and 12 at the Scotty 45 for the Colonels.
Doyle's got some speed. He's just not.
Yes, he does. He chased down the Scotty back in the first half. Here comes Neville. He'll roll out to his right. He's being chased by Tooley. Neville will throw the football. The pass incomplete. What a great deflection by J.D. Depp, Larry.
Yes.
Stepped in right in front of Ford and knocked it away. Incomplete.
Just dove right in front of him and got a little pinky on that one to knock it away from him. I don't think he was going to get a lot of yardage out of it anyway because Brandon Chambers was right there for the tackle, but that's a great play by J.D. Depp not to let him get the football in his hands.
3rd and 12 for the Colonels at the Scotty 45-yard line. Here's another big 3rd down play. 3:16 left. Myra Bradley will report for Depp. Depp is taking just a little bit of a rest. He's looking at his right arm.
Yeah, looks like he is.
Pours a little water on it.
Bradley's coming in. Bradley's coming back in at the nose for Lamont Rhodes. Well, he was. Now Lamont's going back in.
Yeah, Glasgow didn't have enough men on the field. Now they're ready to go.
Don't know where he's supposed to go. He's playing a bandit now.
Glasgow had too many men on the field, didn't they?
Yeah.
As
Caverna
will lose 4 yards, but Glasgow's going to be called for too many men on the field.
Well, that's not Lamont's fault because they waved him. He was coming off, and they waved him back on the field. Let's count. No, there wasn't too many men on the field. That's just he was number 11. He was number 11.
There should be no flag. The official on the near side called a flag because he saw him running off, but I believe Glasgow's got the proper number. There was a loss of 4.
No, I don't think so.
Illegal substitution, the call. Scotties don't think it was, Larry. Now, when he came off and returned, is that not proper? There was a loss of 4 yards.
He didn't get anywhere near the edge of the field.
Well, so what do we have here? Will this be an automatic 1st down or just a 5-yard penalty? It's going to be, I believe, a 5-yard penalty, but what I want to know is it going to be an automatic 1st down? As it goes down to the 40-yard line.
I don't really understand that call at all. He didn't get anywhere near the edge of the field to come off, and he turned around and went right back.
It is still 3rd down. It's 3rd and 7. It would have been 4th and 14 as when Doyle was sacked back at the 49, but now they've got 3rd and 7 and some new life with 3:11 left. Now they're starting the clock, Larry, and that's not right because they should not be starting the clock. That last pass was incomplete. Is that not right?
Well, it was on a penalty, so I don't know.
Well, I thought that was still a dead ball as Neville will drop back, rolls out to his right. He's being chased. Let's see if a Scotty can get to him. He throws it up for grabs. It's incomplete. Boy, great pressure that time by Mr. Brandon Tooley.
And John J. Bird. John J. was there first, I think, that time.
Neville thought he might have been roughed up a little bit, but I didn't see anything.
Didn't see anything. Brandon Tooley, I think, rolled over the top of him after John Jay had put the pressure on him.
4th and 7. I can't brag enough on Glasgow's defensive front and offensive front in this game.
I think they've done an excellent job. Adrian Shirley and Brandon Tooley have really put pressure on. Nick Swords has come from the linebacker spot, rushing the passer. Morgan Brantley has done a good job. Everybody done. Myron Bradley up front. All of them's done a good job.
Well, Caverna will go for it on 4th and 7 at the Scotty 45. Is Bradley back in the lineup, Larry?
He sure is. He's right in the middle.
They're out of almost a double slot as the handoff will come to Bradley. He'll try to work outside, and he falls down at the 42, and Glasgow will get it back. And You know, that cramp might still be bothering him as Demetrius Shadden credited with the stop, but Caverna marches, gets to about the 40, and Glasgow's defense holds him again. Can't brag enough on Glasgow's defense in this game.
No, they've done an excellent job.
Now I think if you're a Scotty fan, Kay Wood, you'd like to see Glasgow put a touchdown on the board, and that's going to put Caverna in a tough position.
Yes, it would. If we can score right here, that makes it 21-0 or 20-0, and it would be hard for Caverna to get anything going.
Here comes Todd Gentry. Caverna stacking almost 8 or 9 men at the line of scrimmage as Gentry got maybe a yard up to the 43, and they are going to play the run. They're not expecting Glasgow to put it in the air. So what does Glasgow do offensively to offset these blitzing linebackers? And really, they've only got 2 defensive backs. No gain on the play. 2nd and 10. Gentry 9 carries, 57 yards. Kelly Ford's 7th stop.
Play action pass and use your tight end, and I'll guarantee you score a touchdown.
Wide out on the right side is Shadden. Scotty's in the double slot. Bradley's the fullback. Chambers and Gentry the slot backs. Caverna with a 7-man front. As a handoff comes to Myron Bradley, he's got a hold at the 45. Bradley at midfield. Bradley at the 45. Bradley at the 40. 30. Bradley at the 25. Bradley at the 20. Bradley finally taken down at the 20-yard line. 1st and 10. Or a little fullback trap up the middle might work.
Right. You don't need to throw it, I don't guess, when you can run it like that.
How do you like Bradley's speed once he gets in the open field?
Well, he's not got blazing speed. He's nothing like Lorenzo Tooley or anything like that, but he's got average speed, a little above average speed, and able to score from anywhere on the field.
Do we have an update on the Barron County?
Barron County fumbled on the 2nd play from scrimmage after 1st down and goal and did not score.
Still 0-0 as Glasgow's Bradley 37-yard carry. He's got 10 carries, 86 yards. 1st and 10 for the Scotties at the Girdle 21 as Michael Moore on the handoff. Here comes Chambers, has it at the 20. Brandon busts down to about the 17 or 18-yard line as he turns right. And the Scotties taking time off the clock, and they're going to put Caverna in a very tough position if they score here. Greg Dennison's 5th tackle. There's 1:30 left in the 3rd quarter. Football resting at the 18-yard line. Pickup of 3, 2nd and 7 for the Scotties, leading 14-0. Chambers 6 carries, 16 yards.
My source over here tells me that Lorenzo Tooley and Adam Wood have both been benched for Monroe County, and they're not playing in this last quarter.
Backfield is in the double slot. 7-man front for Caverna. As a handoff comes to Gentry, works his way down to about the 15-yard line, maybe a step beyond at the 14.5 as Glasgow using the misdirection very effectively against this wide tackles 6 defense presented by the Colonels. Gain of about 3. Gentry 10 carries, 60 yards. Bradley 10 carries, 86 yards. Between the two fellas, 20 carries, 146 yards. Ricky Shirley's 3rd stop. Kay Wood 3rd and 3 for the Scotties at the Colonel 15-yard line. Timeout on the field called by Glasgow High, their 1st timeout. 33 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Scotties 14, Colonels nothing. Back in 1 minute on WCLU Sports.
At South Central Bank, one thing we're proud of is the convenience we offer for our customers. Convenience like that at our newly remodeled Pritchardsville office. We've redone the building inside and out to make it more efficient and attractive for you, even on Saturdays. Come see the changes. And talk about convenience. Our Mac Anytime Teller Machine at the Happy Valley office of South Central Bank makes it easy for you to get the cash you need anytime. And did you know that South Central Bank customers can use the Mac machine without transaction fee at any Bowling Green location of South Central Bank too, making it easy for you to access the services South Central Bank offers at any time. South Central Bank's newly remodeled Pritchardsville office joins the Park City, Happy Valley, and Broadway locations in reintroducing you to customer convenience. South Central Bank, member FDIC, equal opportunity lender.
In the 3rd quarter, Allen County is leading Metcalfe County 7-0. Now back to Jim.
14-karat go, WCLU. Right now, Bruce, Glasgow with the football, 3rd and 3.
I was just talking about, we were just talking during the break, Glasgow line, it seems to be probably one of the better games they played this year, and they sort of handled Caverna up front tonight.
3rd and 3, the Scotties out of the double slot as Michael Moore calling the signals. Here's Moore on the quarterback keeper, and he's not going anywhere this time as he is dropped back at about the Let's see, the 18-yard line, and the quarterback draw didn't work that time. And now will Glasgow go for a field goal or go for the first down as Caverna makes a big stop. A loss of about 3 on the play. It's going to be 4th and about 7 for the Scotties. I think they'll let the clock roll out here because we're just about at the end of the 3rd quarter. Kelly Ford's 8th stop.
That's probably what they'll do. They'll let the quarter run out, and then they'll decide whether they want to go for it or kick. I think Josh Atkins can kick it from this distance.
Of course, it would be an angle, a left angle, Larry, the left hash mark, as the 3rd quarter comes to an end. At the end of 3 quarters, Glasgow 14, Caverna nothing. It's 9 o'clock, WCLU Glasgow. Glasgow and Barron County's sports leader, our 8th season of high school football. We'll be back in 1 minute on WCLU Sports.
Calvert and Nunn Insurance not only offer a variety of policies, but are exceptional in their customer service and up-to-date quotes. Contact Vicki Bartley and her staff for any of your insurance needs. Calvert and Nunn Insurance is next to the Plaza Theater in downtown Glasgow.
Everybody's favorite film legend, Paul Newman, stars in Nobody's Fool, available on video cassette at Cinema to Go. 1994 Best Oscar nominee Paul Newman stars as an aging small-town scamp whose comfortable, if irresponsible, lifestyle begins to unravel with the arrival of his estranged son. Mr. Newman's performance is the single best of the year, says Carolyn James of the New York Times. Paul Newman in Nobody's Fool on video cassette from Paramount. Rated R at Cinema to Go on the Southgate Plaza, Glasgow.
Your full selection, full-service clothing store is Golden Farley in Glasgow. Their full selection ranges from sportswear to suits to tuxedo rentals. Full service by Golden Farley means alterations are available on anything they sell. And special order means if they don't have it, chances are they can get it. Golden Farley has sportswear by Ruff Hewn, Polo, by Ralph Lauren and Cross Creek, suits and sports coats from well-established name brands like Corbin, PBM, and Austin Reed. For the more discriminating individual, there's the custom clothing option from Austin Reed. Golden Farley Men's Shop, 112 East College in Glasgow. For years, the look of distinction.
And it seems like as soon as I can tell you, it changes. Allen County now leading Metcalf 14-0 in the 3rd.
Thank you, Kevin. Right here, Glasgow up 14-0 against Caverna as we enter the 4th quarter. This is the biggest defensive play of this contest so far for Caverna, as they know they have to stop the Scotties here. And Glasgow knows that they need to get a first down. It's 4th and 7 for the Scotties at the Curto 18-yard line. Glasgow elects to go for the first down, moving to your right as we begin the 4th quarter. Caverna to your left. Shadden and Chambers are wideouts on the right side. Jason Christie is the tailback as Michael Moore against the 5-man front. No backs behind him as Moore will drop back. Here comes a pass over the middle to Poppy Franklin. A tight end pass. Touchdown, Glasgow.
What did I say?
It works every time.
We split 2 out to the right. We put Jason Christie in motion to the left. Like it's going to be, they're going to flood the zone on the right side and just let Poppy Franklin go right over the middle. Touchdown.
2 for 2 on that.
2 for 2. It'll work every time.
18-yard pass play. Will Whiteside will hold. Michael Moore will snap, and Josh Atkins will attempt the extra point. Low snap. Here's a kick by Atkins. The kick is good. Tell you what, Whiteside handled a low snap right there beautifully.
He did.
11:56 left in this game. Glasgow 21, Caverna nothing. Back in 30 seconds. Only a 30-second break, Kevin, on WCLU Sports.
Ponderosa on the bypass in Glasgow has 3 different ribeyes for any size appetite. You can get the 5.5-ounce regular cut ribeye for $6.99, the 8-ounce extra cut for $7.99, or the 12-ounce super ribeye for $8.99. Plus, you get all you can eat from the Grand Buffet with every ribeye. And don't forget, Thursday is seafood night at Ponderosa with seafood on the Grand Buffet from 4 till close for only $6.99 at Ponderosa on the bypass in Glasgow.
What was it?
Some big 4th down and 3rd down conversions in this football game for the Glasgow Scotties. An 18-yard pass from Michael Moore to tight end Poppy Franklin over the middle on 4th and 7. And the Scotties lead by a score of 21-0. And Caverna, though down by 3 scores, not out of it with 11:56 left in this football game. Let's see if Atkins, if he's going to angle his kick or he's going to kick deep as, let's see, the deep man for the Curdles is Aaron Gray. I'm looking for Bradley. He's on the left side. Here's a high kick. Glasgow's got a chance to get that football. There's a fumble on the play. And at the 41, I think Caverna came up with it, though. I think they will hold on to the football. Bradley fumbled it, popped free, but a Curdle was behind him, and they'll have it 1st and 10 at their own 41-yard line. Boy, Glasgow almost got it back.
That's that little pooch kick that they tried up at E-Town and almost came up with it up there. As I say, that's design. That's not because Josh can't kick the ball very far. That's design because they don't want him in on the tackle. They want those 10 men trying to cover as little of the field as they can.
What does Coach Weaver do here, Larry? Does he just pull out all the stops?
I think he's got to. Here comes Trips this side. We haven't seen that yet.
Jason Bradley, or Jay Bradley.
And double out on the other side.
Nichols are going to the shotgun in Stockton. I understood that they could run the shotgun as Neville will drop back. Here comes a pass. It is going to be incomplete. Sliding down, it wasn't a bad throw at the 42-yard line was Doyle. He slid down and couldn't hang on to it. And the pass is incomplete, so they're running out of the shotgun, and they are spreading it all over the field.
Yeah, they're gonna spread out. This is what they did against Hart County when Bradley wasn't in the ball game. He wasn't eligible to play. They ran the shotgun and threw it just about every
What
down.
do you do defensively against this? Because this is Glasgow's first look at this kind of offense.
Your linebackers have to drop back just a little bit further back, and your secondary people have to have good close coverage, and just got to hope that they don't complete the long one on you.
They've got 5 wideouts as Neville will drop back. Neville being chased. Neville falls down. He's sacked at the 40-yard line, or maybe the 39, and who got him? John J. Bird. Boy, he's played a great game as well. I've really been impressed with Glasgow's pass rush. How many times has Neville been able to throw out of the pocket in this game?
Not very many times. I think one time that I can remember, but that's what I was just started to say is the second best defense is a good pass rush against this shotgun, and that's what they got. John Jay, that's his first tackle tonight, but he's put pressure on the quarterback all night long.
Loss of 2, 3rd and 12 for the Colonels at their own 39. They've got Trips to the left side, 2 wideouts on the right side. They're in the shotgun formation as Glasgow 5-man front. Here's Neville's pass. It is complete to Bradley. Bradley is going to fumble the football. Glasgow's Morgan Brantley's got it at midfield. And Caverna killing themselves with fumbles, especially the one early in the first half. I think the one in the first half, Larry, killed them the most when the Scotties, they had it at the 22. Glasgow gets a quarterback sack at the 35. Then they turn the football over, and that was really their deepest penetration to this point.
That's right.
And there Bradley fumbles the football after he was close to the first down. Now, the pass completion went for 11 yards, fumbled it. Morgan Brantley falls on it, and Glasgow has it at midfield. How many fumbles in this game for Caverna? Is that the second? That's the second one they've lost. 1st and 10 for the Scotties, just beyond midfield. Michael Moore calling the signals. Mainers is the fullback. Shadden and Chambers are the slot backs as a handoff will come to Nick Mainers. He gets nothing as he stood up at the line of scrimmage. The clock will become a factor very soon here. 10:25 left in this game. Glasgow 21, Caverna nothing, as Jonathan Bivens, who's a leading tackler for the Colonels, coming into tonight's contest with 39. Well, he's got 4 stops, no gain on the play. 2nd and 10 for the Scotties at midfield. And Larry, what you don't want here, at least early in this drive, you want to pick up a few first downs. You don't want to give it back to the Colonels. You'd like to march at a score, but you at least want to take some time off the clock.
Yeah, that's exactly what Jerry's going to do. I think you'll see him keep it on the ground. If he gets a first down, fine and good. If he doesn't, he'll kick it back down the field, try to put Caverna in the hole and make them go a long way, because they're going to have to score 3 times just to tie.
Here's an opening for Manders, has it at the 40. Manders at the 35. Manders at the 30. Manders ridden down at the 27-yard line. I cannot brag enough on Glasgow's play selection and the offensive line. And let's give those guys credit. Jake Attawell, Brandon Tooley, Chad Alexander, Lamont Rhodes, John J. Bird, Michael Ballard has played up there, Larry. I just cannot brag enough. Oh, Nick Mainers charging and bullying and rambling down to the Colonel 28, a gain of 22 from Mainers. Why, he looked like Randall Cook at the salad bar.
I'm a little quicker than that at the salad bar.
It's going to be, well, I agree with you on that. Maybe the first thing I've ever agreed with you on. 1st and 10 after a 22-yard pickup. Scotties at the Colonel 28 as a handoff will come to Brandon Chambers. Hits a hole at the 25, cuts outside, has it at about the 21-yard line. Good change of direction ridden down by Kelton Stockton is 4th. Did you see Brandon pick up about 4 more yards when he swerved to the outside?
Good blocking again by Brandon Tooley, pulling from that left side guard, getting out in front of him, and Brandon just picked his hole really well, cut inside and then cut back out toward the sideline.
This has to be disappointing for Caverna.
Oh, I'm sure.
And they thought, you know, a lot of folks thought they could beat Glasgow, and they've got an outstanding team, Larry.
Yeah, they do. They do have a good team. There's no doubt about it. Glasgow just, you know, they've scored on a few opportunities, and Caverna stopped them quite a bit also.
Todd Gentry bulls his way down to about the 15-yard line on the misdirection play. Did you see him leap over a pile at about the 18 and fell forward to the 15-yard line? Todd, 11 carries, 66 yards, so he's averaging 6 yards a carry.
Glasgow.
Another first down. All of Glasgow's first downs have been by the rush, Randall and Bruce tell me. 14 first downs for the Scotties, all by the run. And the stop was made by Greg Dennison, his 6th. Wide out on the left side is Demetrius Steer. Backfield is in the double slot. On the 1st and 10 at the Colonel 15, Moore looks over a 6-man front. Chambers is in motion as a handoff comes to Nick Mainers as he powers his way down to about the 11-yard line. And 8:35 left in this game as Glasgow trying to score their 4th touchdown of the night. Mainers, 7 carries, 43 yards. So he's averaging 6 yards a carry. Kelly Ford's 9th stop. Look at Bradley's averaging 8.6. Gentry averaging 6.6. Chambers averaging 4. Depp averaging almost 4. And Mainers averaging 6. Pretty good average per carry.
Pretty good average.
Wide out on the right side is Steer. Scotty's in that double slot as Moore looks over a 7-man front. Moore on the handoff. Here comes Brandon Chambers, has it at the 10, at the 5, and he'll score for the Glasgow Scotties with 7:58 left in the 4th quarter. Touchdown, Glasgow. Scotties lead the Colonels 27-0.
I think that's Brandon's first touchdown, isn't it?
I believe you're right. Chambers scores at officially a run of 11 yards. And Glasgow up by a score of 27-0 over Caverna with 7:58 left in this game. Josh Atkins on to attempt the extra point. And let's see who is going to snap the football for the Scotties. Is that Corey Alexander? Here's a kick by Josh Atkins. The kick. Good. Glasgow leads 28-0. I was trying to see who was snapping the football, Larry.
Number 10, wasn't it?
Yeah, I believe it was Mr. Alexander. Mr. Corey Alexander was snapping the football, and I believe he's been doing that. And I think I said Michael, but it's Corey. And the Scotties lead by a score of 28-0. We'll return in 30 seconds on 14 Karat Gold Sports.
If you're thinking double, think McDonald's in Glasgow, because right now McDonald's has a super deal on a double cheeseburger. Get double all beef patties, double slices of cheese, plus ketchup, onions, mustard, and pickle, all for double 9s. That's 99 cents. The double cheeseburger deal now at McDonald's in Glasgow. And don't forget to supersize any value meal. Right now, just 39 cents. Come on in for a 99-cent double cheeseburger and a whole lot more at McDonald's in Glasgow today.
And with less than a minute to play, Barron County and Monroe County are still scoreless.
Thank you very much, Kevin. Josh Atkins set to kick. Let's see who the deep man will be. Well, he'll pooch one up again. And again, Glasgow's got a chance to recover it. Well, Glasgow touched it first. It hit on the ground, though. Anderson's got it. And is that Glasgow's football? It is, because it touched the ground. And Glasgow's got it at Caverna's 41-yard line. You cannot catch it in the air, Larry. It's got to touch the ground first. That's what happened last week with Shannon. But it touched the ground, and that's a live ball. And Anderson, I believe Terry Anderson got it. Is that ruled a fumble on Caverna? Is that just simply a free kick, a live ball, 1st and 10? And Coach Weaver probably shaking his head right now, and everything's going against us with 7:54 left in this game. You know, that kick gives teams a lot of trouble, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. That's if they're not expecting it, they should be expecting it, though. I mean, you still got to make the play. You still have to catch the football.
Moore gives the football to Chambers. He'll work down low, boy, upended as he moves past the 40 down to about the 38-yard line. Here comes Will Whiteside in the game, 6'1", 150 sophomore. And let's see if Michael Moore will get a rest, and he will. He'll probably come out of the game for the rest of the night. And can't say enough about the job Michael's done tonight, Larry. He's run this football team very well. Chambers comes out, and he's done a great job, and let's see who his replacement is.
2 football games in a row, Michael Moore has played really extremely well.
Jamal Allen, number 34 in the lineup, 5'9", 152 freshman. Scotty, 2nd and 8. Out of the double slot is Will Whiteside, will run the ball club. As here comes the football to Christie, and he is taken down at the 38-yard line. And
that's number 8.
Bivens,
number 8, wasn't it?
Oh, was it 8? Was it number 9?
Number 9. It was number 9.
Let's see, who was that?
Bob Pointer.
Boy,
number 8 for Glasgow, yes, Jason Christie.
Jason Christie ran the ball, and pow! And Jason's not a big fella. And let's see here. As Christie, 5'6", 147 sophomore.
Barron is kicking a field goal with 7 seconds to go.
All right, 3rd and 9.
We'll keep you informed.
Here's Will Whiteside at the quarterback. Coach is trying to win that game. It's scoreless. Here's a handoff to Shannon. Has to cut inside. Shannon works his way down to about the 38, but that's about it. And Caverna
trying to strip that football.
And I believe Glasgow will punt it right here with 6:17 left in this game at Caverna's 38-yard line.
And 8 for Glasgow.
Well, we didn't keep it very long.
No, no. Swords will punt, and I believe this is the second one of the game for Nick Swords. Glasgow up 28-0 halfway through the fourth quarter against Caverna. Bradley and Neville deep.
For the Scotties.
Nick punts from his 48.
He decided not to kick.
All right. High snap. He'll pick it up. They're going to rush it. Here's the kick. Oh, beautiful spiral. That ball is going to carry to about the 4-yard line. Bradley has it at the 10. Bradley cuts outside up into that 15-yard line. And now it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Colonels. And now we've got a flag. We've got 2 flags.
Todd Gentry.
What do we have here? I see John J. Bird, and I also see Kelly Ford. Do we have unsportsmanlike conduct penalties? Are they going to be offsetting? I don't know yet. Let's see what we've got. We've got unsportsmanlike conduct against Caverna. And no, it's not against Bird, I believe. It's simply against Caverna. I saw Ford there, and I also saw number 33 there, Bivens. Now, I don't know which one it was flagged on, but it's a half the distance to the goal penalty. Unsportsmanlike conduct called against the Colonels. They'll have it 1st down at their own 7.5-yard line, trailing 28-0 with 5:42 left in this game.
I didn't see what he did. Did you?
No, I didn't. I did not, Larry. I don't know if there were some words exchanged or extracurricular activity after the play. You know, there haven't been many penalties called in this football game. Glasgow's been penalized twice for 10 yards and Caverna twice for 10. So it's really, Randall and Bruce, it's been a penalty-free football game. Now Caverna will have it 1st and 10 at their own 8-yard line. And the Colonels trailing 28-0.
1st down 10 for the Colonels.
And they're running that shotgun formation. They've got 5 receivers spread all over the field, and Neville will call the signal. Scotties have a 5-man front. See Poppy Franklin in, as Neville will keep the football. And quarterback keeper moves it up to about the 10-yard line, a gain of about 2. 2nd and 8, trying to catch Glasgow's defense offside, or catch them off stride, I should say. It's like Jake Apple's coming in defensively. Let me see if we've got any new faces. Here comes John J. Bird out of the lineup. He's done a great job. Let's see if we've got any other new faces for the Scotties.
Jason Christie's up front. He's taking the nose guard position right now, number 8. Chad Alexander is in on defense. Number 72 is Jake Adwell in on defense.
Wade Fott, I believe, is in it, a left defensive bandit. Wade's a 5'8", 154 sophomore.
Secondary looks about the same. Will Whiteside and Terry Anderson on the corners.
Here's Neville out of the shotgun. He's going to roll out to his right. He's being chased. Here's a long pass. It is going to be incomplete. Whiteside was the closest man at the 35-yard line. This is one of the best pass rushes that I've seen from Glasgow in a long time. 4:47 left in this game. Scotty's up 28-0. It's going to be 3rd and 8 for the Colonels at their own 10-yard line.
Big Chad Alexander, all 265 of him in there after Neville that time.
Do you think the first 2 scoring drives by the Scotties really took the confidence out of Caverna, particularly after they fumbled the football and lost that chance to score a TD?
2 good long drives, 10 plays each one of them. Took a lot of time off the clock, over 4 minutes on each one. Yeah, that breaks you back early.
Neville out of the shotgun. Again, he's got 5 receivers spread all over the field. Glasgow with a 5-man front. And we have a timeout call. We have an official's timeout with 4:47 left in this game. Next week, Russell County, they are 2-1, and I believe they are in action against Boyle County tonight.
Yeah, Boyle County's a good football team. They're ranked up in the top 10 in Double-A.
Double-A? All right.
Triple-A. I can't remember which one they are.
There's Neville's toss. It is going to be complete. They run the pitch. Knocked away. Taken away by Todd Gentry, and he's going to score for the Scotties as he deflected it and picked it up and scored as they tried the little flea flicker swing around. And let's see, that pass was, I believe, who caught that football for Caverna? Let's see, I'm not sure who caught it. And then the tight end just tried to pitch it. I believe DeMarco Nichols was a man that was a pitch man. He was going to get the football. But old Todd stepped in there and stole it. And how long was that return? And that's a fumble recovery, right? 10-yard return. Here's Atkins to try the extra point. Snap is good. Here's a kick by Josh Atkins. Yes! 4:38 left in this game. Glasgow 35, Caverna nothing. Back in 30 seconds and Kevin, if you've got any score updates, please do so. Back in 30 seconds on WCLU Sports.
We flip a switch and the lights come on. Milk for your cereal is cold. Your home is warm. We simply turn on the radio or TV to find out what's happening around the world. Electricity makes our lives easier in so many ways. The Glasgow Electric Plan Board is always looking for ways to help their customers. Now it can be even a little easier to make your payment. Automatic bank draft takes the amount of your monthly bill directly from your checking account, so you don't even have to write a check. The Plan Board even accepts Visa and MasterCard for payment. If you'd like more information on these payment options, call the EPB at 651-8341 anytime.
Barron County and Monroe County have headed into OT. Both teams are scoreless. Allen County is leading Metcalfe County 14-0 in the fourth. Franklin Simpson's topping Warren Central 20-0 in the fourth quarter. Now back to Glasgow and Caverna, with Glasgow leading 35-0.
Kevin on Atkins' kick, a nice return to midfield taken by Kelton Stockton, where Caverna will have it first and 10 at midfield. So a return that time of about 15 yards and a stop made by several Scotties. So first and 10 for the Caverna Colonels. So they'll have it at midfield. Well, Larry, you think Mr. Gentry liked that? Stripping that football on that little pitch play?
I'd say he really thoroughly enjoyed that one. It was an excellent heads-up play. He saw what was happening. He had the receiver around the waist, and when he tried to pitch it, he just put his hand in and knocked it to the ground, picked it up, and went right on home for the touchdown.
Have an official's timeout. You know, Caverna will drop to 2-2, but Larry, they've got a lot of big district games coming up. Coach Weaver wanted to build momentum for the district race, and I believe they've got Casey County next week. But saying for Caverna is just to forget this game and get ready for Casey County.
Casey County is not normally a good football team, and they should have their way with them and get back on track and then get into their district.
We have a delay as they change footballs here. There's a referee talking with Les Neville. I'm not sure.
Did Todd Gentry keep the football? he may have kept that one for the trophy case, you reckon?
Oh, he may have. Glasgow 35 and nothing for Allen, or for Caverna. I believe Franklin Simpson's leading Warren Central 21-0.
20-0.
Or 20-0. Here's a stop by the Scotties on
tries the left end.
On Jay Bradley. Lost a couple. Bradley, 13 carries, 60 yards. He had 168 against Evanston County. So other than the one drive where he hurt the Scotties when they began at their 13 and lost it at the Scotty 38, he's not really hurt the Scotties as much. Brandon Chambers' first stop. We have timeout. I don't know. There's 4:01 left, and I'm not sure what the reason for the timeout is right here. Glasgow leading 35-0. Join us for Ask the Coach tomorrow morning, live from McDonald's at 8:30. We'll talk with Coach Eubank, and of course Barron County and Monroe County scoreless and into overtime, and we'll talk with Coach Lindsay, and also that special interview that we aired live during our 7 o'clock morning edition today with former Scotty Marcus Williams, who is in South Bend, Indiana, with his Vanderbilt Commodore teammates. Kentucky tomorrow, and Indiana go at it.
That's a tough game for the Cats, of course, going up to Indiana. That's not an easy task, but it's probably a game that they can be in. I don't see them. I don't think they'll probably win, but it's a game that they can play.
Neville with the handoff. Here comes Ford. He's burst through the hole, has it at the 35. Kelly Ford down to about the 32-yard line. See if we've got some more changes for the Scotties defensively. I think we do, Larry, and I want to give these kids proper mention. I see Eric Peden in the lineup, number 63, a 5'7", 197 junior. Also coming in the lineup is Chad Mullenkamp, a 5'8", 120 sophomore. Gentry will come out. Kelly Ford blasted up the middle for a pickup of 15 yards, first and 10 for the Colonels at the Scotty 34-yard line with 3:40 left in this game. They're out of the eye as a reverse handoff will come, and up in it at the 40-yard line by Jason Christie is going to be Mr. Nichols. Or I'm sorry, not Nichols, but that is going to be, yes, it was DeMarco Nichols. All right, so what do we have?
Well, in overtime, Monroe County got the football first, ran it down to the 1, and fumbled on the next play, and now Barron County's
got a good chance to win that football game.
Barron County's got a chance to win now.
Loss of 5. It's going to be 2nd and 15 at the 40. for Caverna with 3:06 left in this game. Deep, or actually a wide out on the right side, is Joey Stockton. Backfield is split. Glasgow with a 5-man front as Neville will drop back. Neville is being chased. Here comes a long pass for Stockton. Pass is going to be almost knocked away. It is knocked away and almost intercepted. I see Michael Moore there, and that was Chad Mullenkamp. He knocked it away, didn't he, Larry?
Chad Mullenkamp.
Good job by Chad. It almost got the interception off the ricochet.
He got a hand on it. He really mistimed it just a little bit. He got it, but he still got his hand on it, knock it away. And when the ball is tipped, at that time, Michael Moore came in and took the receiver out of the play, which is a good play on Michael's part, because when the ball is tipped, the receiver is a live target then.
3rd and 15. Now, do we have any other new faces for the Scotties? I see Michael Ballard in. I think I've already talked about
Troy
him.
Alexander, did you mention him?
Yeah,
He's
I think I've mentioned him. Of course, he's snapping on extra points. 3rd and 15 is Neville with the split backfield. He'll pitch a football to Bradley. He'll try the halfback pass. Here comes a throw. That ball might be picked off almost by Moore, but it's incomplete at the 11-yard line, and it's going to be 4th and 15.
Probably should have intercepted that ball. That's right in the old breadbasket.
Well, it was intended for Nichols. All right, 35-0 Glasgow right now with the lead over Caverna. Well, Larry, how does this win for the Scotties build momentum for next week's game against Russell County?
Well, that's 2 in a row. We've got a little streak going, and now you get into your district race, and it's homecoming. No reason not to be pumped up next week's district game, first game of the season, and homecoming to boot, so it should be a good ball game.
Colonel's out of the I formation is on the straight drop. Here's Neville. His pass is going to be caught by Ford. He's driven down, though, at the 35-yard line, and Glasgow will take over on downs at the 35 as Barron County wins 6-0 in overtime. Well, it was a wild football game, and we'll talk with Billy Lindsay about it as the Trojans move to 4-0 on the year. And Larry, how about those Barron County Trojans? 4-0 on the year.
They did. They've done a good job so far. I'm sure Billy is beyond his expectations. I'm sure of that. But they are 4-0, and they're going into. Of course, they're going into the hard part of the schedule after next week. They got LaRue County, I think, next week.
Yeah,
LaRue's down quite a bit this year.
1st and 10 for the Colonels at their own, for the Scotties at their own 35-yard line. Let's see. Got Allen and Christie and another new back in the lineup. As with the football, Allen racing his way past the 40. Jamon takes it up to the 44-yard line. Now we've got a new player in the lineup for the Scotties, number 25.
That's Leo Clark.
Did you say Dale Clark? Leo Clark, all right.
That's who we were trying to figure out before the ball game. He played in the JV game the other night, and came out and we beat Monroe County, I think 38-0 or something like that. And he played really well, and so did Jamal Allen.
He's got a little speed, doesn't he?
An excellent game.
2nd and 9, stop made by several Caverna Colonels.
33 made the stop. It was Bevins.
Here's Whiteside. He'll give the football to Clark. Clark scampers past the 45. Clark at the 40. 35, 30. Clark at the 25. Clark takes it down. Leo Clark to the 22-yard line. Good gracious, he can fly. Let me tell you what, Glasgow's got some speed, and they've got more coming. Leo Clark. Good gracious, 11. Randall Cook, a burst of speed. 1st and 10 for the Scotties at the Caverna 23-yard line. That's a 27-yard run.
That was definitely a burst of speed. He was on the move at first step, and he was full speed. First and second step right there.
I saw him play in the JV game the other night, and after 2 plays, I said, who is he?
Here comes Allen. Allen finds a hole. Allen's got it at the 20. Allen at the 15, at the 5. Allen soars into the end zone. Jamal Allen, 23-yard run. Larry, is that speed or is that speed by Mr. Allen and Mr. Clark? Good gracious.
You were talking about the depth at running back. You haven't gone deep enough yet. You can add those 2 kids in there because
they're not real big, but boy, are they quick.
And they're
gracious,
still young.
11. Well, how long was that drive, Bruce? 3 plays, 64 yards. Glasgow leads 41-0 with a minute 23 left. Now the tide has turned for the Scotty football team here in this season. Here's Atkins to attempt the extra point. The boot from Josh Atkins is good. 1:23 left Glasgow 42, Caverna nothing. Back in 1 minute on WCLU Sports.
One of the toughest jobs if you're remodeling a home or building a new home is to get all the moldings and the trim to come out looking just like you want it. Maybe you've added a wall or taken out a cabinet and you just can't seem to get all that molding to match up because either it's not made anymore or you can't find enough of it. Well, did you know that at Square Deal Lumber Company's shop there in Cave City, they actually make hardwood moldings? It's true. Maybe you're redoing an older home. Maybe an architect has drawn a particular design up that they'd like for you to use in your design or construction. Well, at Square Deal Lumber Company, they can make that molding in poplar or oak, cherry, walnut, any species that you'd like. They can do it. Square Deal uses only clear, high-grade lumber, which means there's not any finger joints that are going to show through the finish or that won't come apart later on down the road. And they're priced competitively because they make them right there in the shop in Cave City. So bring your plans, bring your sample, and realize that the buck stops with the folks at Square Deal Lumber Company in Cave City. They can get the job done for you.
Josh Atkins set to kick. Here's a boot. It's a low kick that is going to be taken by an up back and falling well, really taken by the deep man at the 28-yard line, and falling down was Aaron Gray, 1st and 10. 3 plays, 64 yards. Mr. Allen and Mr. Clark doing the damage, and Allen skirted 23 yards for the final score. Kevin Corbin will have scores for you coming up during the post-game report. Barron County wins in overtime against Monroe County by a score of 6-0. Glasgow on top 42-0. I don't think anybody, Randall, I don't think anybody expected this.
No, I don't think anybody did, Jim. I know I certainly didn't. Caverna, you know, is one of the better ball clubs they've had in a while, Jim, and they are a good ball club. Glasgow just played their best game of the year tonight, Jim. And we said last week we felt like they're getting stronger every day in the weight room, and I think it showed up tonight.
Here's a handoff as a new quarterback in the lineup for Caverna, and that is Bivens, and he hands a football to a new right halfback. And I'm not sure who carried that football. I had to look away a second. They've got a new face in the lineup. And who carried that football? We'll have to check on that. I apologize, Larry. I'm not sure. They've got some new faces in the lineup. And I believe it was number 6 that carried it for Caverna. That would have, or not, no, they don't have a 6 on their roster. But they've got one on the field as there's a fumble, and Bivens lost it back at the 24-yard line. 25 seconds to go. It's not really going to matter because this game is going to come to an end, as I doubt Caverna won't run another play. And just think about it, Larry, at the number of offensive plays that Caverna's run versus the number of times Glasgow's defense has hit them in the backfield, whether it be sacking the quarterback or hitting a runner in the backfield. Yeah. I got to believe almost half the time a Scotty defender has hit a runner in the backfield.
Well, I don't know whether it was half the time or not, but there are a lot of times that we put a lot of pressure on them in the backfield. And that's probably the difference in the ball game. I think our line play was just decisively a whole lot better on both sides of the football tonight than Caverna's was. So on offense, when you knock people down, your runners are going to have some good holes. And then on defense, when you put pressure on the quarterback and are right there when they're getting ready to pitch the ball or getting ready to hand the ball off, it makes a lot of difference, and it's hard for the offense to get anything done. So the line play, I think, is a big difference.
And the start Glasgow got might have taken some of the emotion away from Caverna after a 14-0 lead, and they fumbled the football.
Yeah, really a good start. They got off to a good start last week against Elizabethtown, took that first drive about 67 or 8 yards and put it in the end zone. Overcame a penalty for a touchdown and still put it in the end zone. And then tonight, to take the first 2 drives, 10 plays each, and take over 4 minutes off the clock and put both of them in the end zone. That takes a little spirit out of the opposing team.
And then Glasgow's defense at the start of the second half held Caverna in check when it was a 14-0 game.
Right. They did a good job defensively. They caused the fumble on Caverna's one good drive that they had going, and we thought Caverna would take it right on in, and it would have been a 14-7 ball game. But they fumbled, and Glasgow got it right back. Didn't put it in the end zone, but they held their own before halftime, and in the third quarter, things kind of broke open for the Scotties as they put another one on the board.
Where has this team improved the most in the last 2 games?
I'd say the line play. I'd say the line play is decisively better. Starting with the E-Town game, E-Town was a lot bigger than we were, but we handled them up front, especially in the second half. And of course, Caverna is not the team as size-wise as E-Town was, but they're a good competitive football team, and I think we handled them there, and we overcame their speed. They got a lot of speed, and they thought that they would use that to take care of us like Bardstown did, but they didn't get it done up front.
Homecoming next week. More importantly, Glasgow needs to get off to a 1-0 start in the district against a team that's always played them tough here. Russell County, it's kind of odd. Russell County's beat Glasgow here 2 years ago, and they've always played the Scotties, it seems, tougher here than in Russell Springs.
Seems like that's the case. I don't know why, but every time Russell County comes here, every time Adair County comes here, it's usually a pretty good ball game, or it has been in the last few years. But Russell County, you're right, they do play better here for some reason, and they've got a good competitive team. We know they lost their quarterback last week, and I don't know whether he'll be back or not, but I'm sure they'll be ready to play, and they'll be looking for a district win first also. But that's the one we really need to get started off right, because you got Franklin in the district now, and you can't count on winning it until you go through them.
All right, Glasgow wins by a score of 42-0. We'll have our post-game report. Larry will look at the scoring summary and the defensive numbers. Randall will look at the offensive stats. We'll have interviews. What we'll do, Kevin, we'll take a 2-minute timeout, and we'll let you update us on some scores across South Central Kentucky. We'll be back in 2 minutes on 14 Karat Gold Sports.
Calvert and Nunn Insurance not only offer a variety of policies, but are exceptional in their customer service and up-to-date quotes. Contact Vicki Bartley and her staff for any of your insurance needs. Calvert and Nunn Insurance is next to the Plaza Theater in downtown Glasgow.
Driveway sealing is an important maintenance concern for driveways and parking lots of all sizes. Did you know that you can have your driveway sealed by professionals? The paving professionals at Glass Paving. Yes, Glass Paving knows the paving business, and they believe that driveway sealing is so important that they have a crew that does nothing but driveway sealing this time of year. Asphalt by nature is porous. That means water can seep through the paving. Grease, oil, and antifreeze can soften and break up the pavement surface. In short, shortening the life of your blacktop. Unless you protect it, have it sealed by the people who know paving. Glass Paving. You can call right now for a free estimate at 651-6645. That's 651-6645. A small investment to protect your larger investment. Driveway sealing from the paving professionals at Glass Paving of Glasgow.
Honey!
What is it?
We want a house! We want a house!
Great. Where's my quarter-pound single?
You don't understand. I want a house from Wendy's.
No, you don't understand. I asked for a hamburger from Wendy's.
Maybe I should come back in and start over.
Maybe you should go back out and get me a hamburger.
I thought you'd be happy.
How would you like it if instead of breakfast I gave you a garage?
2-car?
Right now, during the Wendy's and Coca-Cola Everyday Value Instant Payoff, you'll find a free game piece on every 20-ounce drink. Just peel. You could win the grand prize, your own home. Or we could pay your phone or electric bills, even make your rent or car payments for a whole year. Plus, there's millions of food prizes, including quarter-pound singles, chicken filet sandwiches, even Big Bacon Classics. So come play the Everyday Value Instant Payoff today from Wendy's, Coca-Cola, and Century 21.
Honey!
What is it?
Wendy's is going to pay our phone bill.
Great. Where's my single?
Oh, no.
Hi, this is Dave Thomas. Come in for a hamburger. Leave with a house. Now that's a value.
No purchase necessary. Open to residents of U.S. and Canada. Void in Quebec and where prohibited. Rules and game pieces available at participating Wendy's until 10/10/95. See official rules for price values.
And here's some scores from around the area. Of course, you've heard about Barron County defeating Monroe County 6-0 in overtime. Allen County has defeated Metcalfe County 14-0. Franklin Simpson is currently leading Warren Central in the fourth, 27-7. Hart County tops LaRue County 34-6. Greene County dumps Adair County 20-12. Bardstown over E-Town 35-19. Fort Knox over Taylor County 27-7. And now back out to Jim.
All right. Well, any of those scores surprise you? Hart County beats LaRue. Could Hart County be a team that could be a factor in that district race?
What was the score on that Hart-LaRue game?
I believe, Kevin, if you're still listening.
34-6.
34-6, yes.
I still think Fort Knox, that's their first win. I still think Fort Knox will probably be the team to beat up there.
It looks like they probably will. You can't tell, but of course, we've gone over that before. You don't know what Fort Knox is going to have.
They've got that. They should still have that Homer kid, Derek Homer. He's only a junior, and he was an outstanding back.
Obviously, they're not as good as they were last year.
No.
They've already lost 3 games, and LaRue County just must be really down because most of the time Hart County does not beat LaRue County.
All right, Kevin, if you will, sir, we'll let you check on a few more games. And, Kevin, if you have a chance to check on that Russell County-Boyle County game, I would appreciate that. That is Glasgow's next opponent. Bardstown beat E-Town, Larry, 35-19. So the Scotties win here 42-0, and it was a 14-0 score at the half. Glasgow added 4 scores in the second half. They're 2-2. Caverna's also 2-2 on the year. Let's look at the scoring summary.
Okay, Glasgow did not lose any time. They took the opening kickoff at the first part of the ball game, and it took them 4 minutes and 48 seconds to put a score on the board. 7 minutes and 5 seconds on the clock. Glasgow scored the first touchdown. It was a 10-play, 64-yard drive. Myron Bradley went over from the 4-yard line for the touchdown. Josh Atkins kicked his first of 6 extra points on the night, and Glasgow led 7-0. With 54 seconds to go in the first quarter, Glasgow again got to put football after Caverna had punted to them. It took 4 minutes and 26 seconds this time, a 10-play, 74-yard drive. J.D. Depp on a double reverse, 15 yards for the touchdown. The kick by Atkins was good, 14-0 in favor of the Scotties. No score in the second quarter as they traded fumbles, and nobody could get anything going, and at halftime it was a 14-0 lead for the Scotties. The third quarter ended the same way, just trading of field position and not much going on offensively. There were some fumbles, I think, that happened during that time, and Glasgow held on downs a couple times. Caverna fumbled once in the 2 times, I think, in the second half, so that stymied them a couple times. And then in the fourth quarter, the floodgates opened as with 11:56 to go, just after the quarter change, a 58-yard, 6-play drive. It took 2 minutes and 49 seconds after Glasgow had held Caverna on downs. It was an 18-yard pass from Michael Moore to Poppy Franklin, the old tight end, across the middle for the touchdown. Josh Atkins kicked the extra point, and it was 21-0. With 7:58 to go in the fourth quarter, Glasgow again found pay dirt, this time a 6-play, 49-yard drive. Took 3 minutes and 12 seconds. This came after a fumble recovery by Morgan Brantley. Brandon Chambers, I think that's his first touchdown of the year, if I'm not mistaken, on an 11-yard run. Josh Atkins again kicks the extra point, 28-0 in favor of the Scotties. Caverna was threatening to, were in the shadow of their own goalpost and tried a flea flicker. They passed the ball out in the flat, and they tried to ladder it back, but Todd Gentry was Johnny on the spot as he knocked the ball away after the reception, picked it up, and rambled 10 yards for the fumble return for a touchdown. Josh Atkins again kicks his 5th extra point, 35-0 in favor of the Scotties. And the final touchdown of the game came with 1 minute and 23 seconds to go. A 3-play, 64-yard drive. It took 1 minute and 20 seconds to do it after Glasgow had held Caverna on downs. Jamal Allen, a freshman, got his act together and had a 24-yard run for the touchdown. Josh Atkins again kicks the extra point, his 6th in a row, and the final score was 42-0 in favor of the Scotties. For the defensive numbers tonight, a lot of tackles for Caverna because their defense was on the field, and a lot of times tonight as Glasgow ran probably twice as many plays as Caverna did. Scott Doyle had 5 tackles. Kelly Ford was the leader with 9. Joey Stockton had 5. He also had a fumble recovery. Jay Bradley with 2. DeMarco Nichols had 3. Bob Pointer with 2. Kelton Stockton had 5. Dennis Collins had 4. Jonathan Bevins had 5. Sean Houchins had 2 and a sack of the quarterback. Ricky Shirley with 2, and Greg Dennison had 7 big tackles and a sack of the quarterback. For the Scotties tonight, Myron Bradley had 2 and a sack of the quarterback. J.D. Depp with 2. Todd Gentry with 2. He had a fumble recovery on the offensive side. He got one back for us. Jason Christie had 3. Poppy Franklin had 1, which was a sack of the quarterback. Will Whiteside with 3. Michael Moore with 1. Demetrius Shannon had 1. Brandon Chambers with 2. Morgan Brantley had 1 and had that big fumble recovery. Adrian Shirley with 5. Brandon Tooley with 4. And those 2 kids right there, I think, played extremely well on the line, both offensively and defensively. Adrian Shirley and Brandon Tooley, they're both quick and did an excellent job. One's a freshman and one's a sophomore. Lamont Rhodes with one, John J. Bird with one, but John J. had a better game than that one tackle because he put a lot of pressure on the quarterback all night long. Nick Swords had 4. He had a fumble recovery, and Terry Anderson recovered that kickoff, the little short pooch kick, and he got on it for a recovery there. Bruce?
Looking at the offensive side of the game tonight, like you say, Glasgow dominated. It went along there for 3 quarters at 14-0, and Glasgow just, the fourth quarter, everything went their way. But Glasgow with only the 1 turnover and 2 penalties tonight, and that's the type football the Scotties like to play, no mistakes. And they did probably maybe play their best game to date. In first downs, Caverna has 8, Glasgow 15. Yards rushing, Caverna 75, Glasgow 355 yards. They had 10 different people carry the football tonight. Passing, Caverna had 24, Glasgow 35. Total yards, Caverna 99, Glasgow 390. Turnovers, Caverna put the football on the ground 3 times. Glasgow recovered all 3 of those. Glasgow fumbled once and they lost it. Total plays, Caverna 45, Glasgow 61. Penalties, Caverna had 2 penalties for 12 yards, Glasgow 2 penalties for 10 yards. Individually, for the Colonels, Kelly Ford had 3 carries for 15 yards. Jay Bradley had 13 carries for 16 yards, his longest being 13. Les Neville had 5 carries, and he had several sacks for a -18. DeMarco Nichols 2 carries for 6 yards, and Kelton Stockton had 1 carry for 12. Receiving, Kelton Stockton 1 catch for 2 yards. Kelly Ford had 2 catches for 19 yards. Jay Bradley had 1 catch for 11, and Joey Stockton had 1 catch for a -4. Neville was 6 of 14 through the air for 24 yards. Bradley was 0 for 1 on a halfback pass. The one bright spot for the Colonels tonight, Bob Pointer did an excellent job punting the ball. I believe it was 3 times for 115 yards. That's a 38-yard average, and his long was being 44 yards. Individually for the Glasgow Scotties, Myron Bradley, 10 carries, 86 yards. His longest being 37-yarder. He had 1 touchdown. Todd Gentry had 11 carries for 66 yards. His longest was 27 yards. Todd had a touchdown on a fumble recovery that he picked up off the 10 off the flea flicker and carried in. Michael Moore carried the ball 6 times for 25 yards, his long being 24. Brandon Chambers had 9 carries for 36 yards. His longest was 11, that being a touchdown. J.D. Depp, 4 carries, 32 yards. His long was 15. He also had a touchdown. Nick Manners had 7 carries for 43 yards. His longest was 22. Demetrius Shannon carried the ball twice for 14 yards. Leo Clark had 1 carry for 21 yards. Jamal Allen had 2 carries for 33 yards. His longest was a 24-yard touchdown. Receiving, J.D. Depp had 1 catch for 11 yards. Todd Gentry 1 catch for 6 yards. And Poppy Franklin had 1 catch for 18 yards, and that being a touchdown. Michael Moore was 3 of 4 through the air for 35 yards and 1 touchdown. Nick Swords punted the ball twice tonight for 63 yards for a 31.5-yard average, the longest being 34 yards. And Nick, not quite the height he's been getting on the ball, but both times he was trying to pooch the ball down inside the 10, and Bradley did field the one there on the 5 and returned it out 11 yards. I was sort of surprised he fielded that ball. Usually coach don't want you fielding the ball inside the 10-yard line on a punt, and that one would have probably carried into the end zone. But Coach Eubanks made his way up here, and the Glasgow Scotties probably their best ball game to date, and we've seen week-to-week improvement in this team, and they seem to be gelling and playing as a team.
Thank you, Bruce. Outstanding job. Now let's visit with Coach Eubank. He has made his way to the press box here at Hank Roy Stadium as the Scotties win by a score of 42-0. And Jerry, we'll let you get the headset on right there. Yeah, let you make an adjustment right there. When Jerry goes on ESPN, he'll have all this worked out right there. Tell you what, Jerry, why don't let's see what we've got right here. Now, why don't we try this? We'll move the knob around. How about you just hold the mic right there? You can hear my big mouth anyway. Everybody else can, though they don't want to. And now, Scotties win 42-0. up front, I thought was really the difference in the game on both sides of the football.
We played well for most of the ball game up front on offense. I think we'll have to look at the film to make exact, but I felt like after seeing the films that we could gap block, because Caverna plays a blitzing defense. I thought we could gap block and run our sweeps and run our power, and we did that pretty effectively throughout the ball game. We had some stretches there where we might miss a block and stuff, and that's going to happen. But overall, we got our blocks at the point of attack, and our backs ran well, and we were able to control the football most of the time.
That's the key. You kept the ball out of their hands.
We kept it. They do have one or two athletes that have some real good speed, so we had watch that. But I thought we could whip them in the line, and most of the time in high school football, if you can do that, you're going to win. And we did that tonight.
How big were those first two scoring drives to put them in a hole at 14-0?
Well, we did exactly what we wanted. We took the ball down the field and scored. Then on the second score, I believe we ran a reverse sweep for and scored there. So. And
you converted a big fourth down play in that first series, Jerry.
And yes, we did. We had situations where we had 4th and 2, 4th and 3, and we got that because it was on their side of the 50-yard line. We went ahead and went for that.
Then you fumbled the football, driving down to their 13, and here they come, threatening at the Scotty 22.
Well, we ran a misdirection sweep, and we fumbled the football. And, of course, we don't want to fumble in that situation, but probably the worst thing about it is defensively we didn't get it back. We kind of, and I don't know why.
Did they hurt you on the They hurt you on the outside a little bit,
They hurt us on the outside, and it was mostly, technique, and we can work on that. So, and we saw it in the game and tried to get it corrected, and we just have to do more in practice.
But you get a big quarterback sack, and I thought you really pressured Neville well tonight.
Well, when they went to most of the time, they didn't play that spread formation without anybody in the backfield very much except for the last.
Right.
But if you notice when they did that, when they went to that shotgun, their center keeps his head down. And if he keeps his head down on the snap, then it's very difficult for him to block anybody. So we thought we could immediately get somebody right over him and get pressure, because you need to snap that ball with your head up when you snap it in the shotgun. But they tried to run a lot of wing reverses and halfback passes and things off of that, and we were able to put some pressure and keep him running when he tried to make the throw.
Brag on the offensive line for just a moment. I know we talked about the line play a second ago, but brag on those guys.
Well, we're improving each week, and back in the summertime we said that I thought we could have a very good football team if our offensive line could take control of some football games. And we have good size, and I guess what's really good is they're all back but one, so that's really good. But we're playing well up there, and they're doing what we ask them, and they're picking up confidence, and they execute well on those sweeps that we ask them to run.
10 guys carried the football for you tonight.
Well, we got a chance to play a lot of young kids right there in that last 6-7 minutes, and they made some big runs. Of course, our young kids made some, and give them credit, they made some runs, but also Caverna was wearing down right there, and you have to understand that situation, and they were missing some tackles after we cut back. We were able to make some yardage on them.
Yeah, 61 plays to 45 for Caverna, as you talked about ball possession.
Well, we just had the football more than they did, and most of the time we were able to do something with it. I don't think we went just 3 plays and punted any time during the ball game. I believe we moved it most of the time.
You're exactly
had
right.
Some type of consistency of moving.
Big win for you, Jerry. Next week, homecoming, but more importantly, it's a first district game against Russell County.
Well, it's a very big ball game for us, because it boils down to Russell County and Glasgow and Monroe and Allen have all been in this playoff system since it's been to four teams. With Franklin coming in, obviously Franklin's not going to be a 5 or 6. So either Russell, Monroe, Allen, or Glasgow 1 is not going to make the playoffs this year. So we got a big ball game with Russell next week. And the last time we played here on this home field, they beat us.
That's right.
Their fans came out on the field and celebrated like that, because they haven't beaten us very often here. And, those times hurt. I know Russell's scoring a lot of points. So I know last week the score was like 55-44. So
against Middlesboro.
They score a lot of points. So, you know, we'll have to play well. I said all along, and I still say it. Even Caverna here, if we hadn't played well and we'd have coughed the football up, we would have played sloppy. We'd have been in trouble. And you know, it was just 14, and we put a score on there, 21. We never could get that third touchdown till later on, and that, I think, was the peak. If we could have got that early, I think we would have took control a little earlier. But Russell's a big ball game, and we have to be ready to play it.
Jerry, thank you so much for visiting with us here on 14 Karat Gold. Congratulations, and we'll look forward to talking to you tomorrow. Thank you, Jerry. All right, what we're going to do is take a final 30-second timeout. Kevin, if you've got any scores, if you'll repeat those, and we will wrap it up here in 30 seconds on WCLU Sports.
In a remote African jungle, a small monkey is captured. Bound for a pet store in America, the animal carries a deadly virus. And the greatest medical crisis of all time begins. Dustin Hoffman leads an all-star cast in Outbreak, now available on video cassette, starring Dustin Hoffman, Rene Rousseau, Morgan Freeman, and Donald Sutherland. Now available on video cassette from Warner Home Video, rated R, at Cinema to Go in the Southgate Plaza, Glasgow. And here are some final scores for you. Barron County, of course, topping Monroe County 6-0. Allen County over Metcalfe County 14-0. Franklin Simpson tops Warren Central 27-7. Hart County tops LaRue County 34-6. Greene County over Adair 20-12. Bardstown over E-Town 35-19. Fort Knox tops Taylor County 27-7. Now back out to Jim Moody.
All right, Larry, a big win for the Glasgow Scotties, but Larry, an important day coming up Saturday for the Alexander family. Tell me about that.
Well, I don't have to tell a whole lot. It's the son's getting married, of course, and that's going to be a big day for us. That's for sure. It's you know, it's a little, it's not a little sad. It's a lot sad, but I'm not losing the son. I'm gaining a daughter-in-law. Is that right? That's what.
Tell us who that young lady is.
Miss Donna Wood, and I think they. I think they pretty well go together very well. They seem like they like the same things, and I think they're very much in love, and it's going to be a big day. Of course, Randall here, he remembers when Scotty wasn't big enough to even walk yet. And
I can remember when Scotty wasn't born yet.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what makes me sad.
That's a long. That tells you how old we are, isn't it?
Randall, we wish Scotty and Donna a very happy future, and congratulate Larry and Betty and who are her parents?
Eugene Wood.
Eugene.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. and Mrs. Eugene Wood, and we wish all of them the best of luck.
Yeah, we sure do, Jim. We're two fine young people, and we wish them the best. And they've got good families right there to stand behind them, and that means a whole lot in this day and time, Jim.
Again, Randall, as we wrap it up, band contest tomorrow at Muhlenberg North.
Big band contest, Jim. They're really getting into the meat of their contest schedule right now. Mr. Vincent said last night at the open house, the band played for the open house at Glasgow High, and Mr. Vincent told everybody how proud he was of them, how well they've done up to this point, and they continue to do a great job, and it's just hard to explain, you know, how these kids react when they get out there on the field and actually in the competition. It's just like a sport. You know, they seem to just, when they put that Scotty Band uniform on, they step it up a notch, Jim. And, you know, when they go anywhere in this state or anywhere else, they represent not only Glasgow High School, but the city of Glasgow and the county of Barron. So, you know, they're representing Glasgow and Barron County well everywhere they go, not only on the competition field, but the way they act and you know, thing I've noticed about this bunch this year, you know, when they went to Anderson County, for example, they didn't win the competition up there. Harrison County won the competition, and after it was over, Glasgow band stayed and watched Harrison County perform as they do at the end of the competition. And then one thing I noticed, when the Harrison County band was leaving, all the Glasgow band was applauding and cheering for them when they were leaving, actually leaving to go home. And, you know, that says a whole lot lot for Keith Vincent, Stacy Smith, and the Glasgow band program. You know, they've got good quality kids, and they represent Glasgow and Barron County well everywhere they go, Jim.
And next Friday night, we will take a little more time and talk with Randall about the South Central Kentucky Marching Band Classic. That wraps up our broadcast here from Hank Roy Stadium as the Glasgow Scotties win over Caverna by a score of 42-0. Thanks to Kevin Corbin, another outstanding job of engineering and passing along scores to us here on 14 Karat Gold. In case you don't know, Barron County won in overtime against Monroe County 6-0. Congratulations to Billy Lindsay's team. They are now 4-0 on the year. We'll talk with Coach Lindsay and Coach Eubank tomorrow on our Ask the Coach program, and also that special interview with Marcus Williams, former Scotty, now with the Vanderbilt Commodores. Thanks so much to Randall Cook and Bruce Tribune. Outstanding job on our stats. And of course, Randall went down on the field to catch the Scotty band at the half, and we appreciate that. Henry Royce, great job with fans in the stands and engineering here at the stadium. And Larry Alexander is always a super job with our color commentary. Glasgow wins over Caverna by a score of 42-0. Next week, homecoming against Russell County. For Randall, Bruce, Larry, and Henry Royce, this is WCLU Sports Director Jim Moody saying so long, everyone.
Glasgow Scotty Sports on WCLU has been brought to you by Pondo.